I'm dying to this adder, which I have completely failed to hit. Okay, there we go. I net it. It breaks off the net. Okay, I'm probably gonna die to this adder. Yeah. Oh, did I get curing and heal once? I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? Yeah, okay. So no more saving myself. I have to be able to beat this adder as a experience level 4 ogre. Yeah, I find it pretty crazy that others can be this powerful, but they can be this powerful. As you can see. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna die then. Okay, 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 okay. That was cancer. Monster evasion is a big problem in the game. I'm pretty sure that monster evasion is a big problem in Crawl. Um, because of what happened. I got curing and I got heal wounds and it still killed. It killed me pretty much from full HP 2 times in a row, just because I wasn't able to hit it consistently enough. I don't think that Adder specifically needs a nerf. I think that in general, it's monster evasion as a whole the issue, because the same thing that happened to me with the Adder can happen with any monster now that attacks of opportunity are a thing that exists in the game. So yeah, if attacks of opportunity are to stay in, there needs to be a way for, a character to be able to survive a fight against a single monster from full HP at the beginning of the game. Like, I think that I did everything that I could have possibly done there to survive. I even got like maximum luck because I found curing and heal wounds as my first 2 potions, and not even that was enough to beat the other. So I don't know. Like, that other was just unbeatable. Sometimes it's not meant to be. But I also think that the crawl devs don't particularly care to, fix that or even see it as an issue to be fixed to begin with. I certainly do, but they don't, and I guess that's okay. What's the other evasion compared to other common enemies on D1, D2? It's slightly higher. I'm pretty sure it has 3 pips of evasion. Yeah, it has 3 pips of evasion, 68% chance to dodge my flail, which is kind of ridiculous. Compare that to the dreaded D1 Quokka. Quokkas are also another very highly evasive early game monster. So yeah, like, evasive monsters are just garbage. Like, they're not enjoyable. They don't really add anything to the gameplay experience. It's just like, oh, I hope that I do not randomly get hosed by this one evasive monster that I happen to walk into. With others, it's even worse because they are much more capable of killing you. I think Quokkas are also fast, but others are. Um, yeah, they're probably a bit faster than the Quokkas, and they also poison, of course. Mm, or they might be the same speed, but it still applies. Like, the other is just more likely to kill you, because it hits harder and the poison. Okay. So I bought the potion of curing there to identify it. As you can see, I have 4. So now I know that if I get into a ridiculous situation with another again, I'm gonna be able to survive it at least. And here we go. Okay, this time I was experience level 2 with significantly less HP than before, and I managed to kill the other with it barely scratching me. That kind of ridiculous variance, I think it's absolutely an issue in crawl, but the devs don't, and what devs thinks is what goes. So whatever. Um, yeah, I don't like how crazy variance can be in this game, especially in the early game. But it's an issue that you can find throughout the entirety of the game, even later on. Like, even in SOT, Crystal Spear dodges or Crystal Spear damage rolls. Not to mention that just straight up hexes as well. The game has crazy variance where, in the sense of, like, you can get punished for playing perfectly just because you didn't have 0% chance to get hexed by something. By the way, this is pretty okay. It's not that great, but it is pretty okay to put on right now. I would otherwise be jumping very happily from excitement, from finding that, but it has -5 strength, which is kind of bad. On the other hand, I do appreciate the region a lot, so that's what's making me, stick with this. Okay, go figure that this time I managed to beat 2 others and a bunch of ads in a row. I guess it does help that I have regen, right? Yeah, regen was probably the reason why I was able to beat that anyway. Regen is a really, really strong property, especially at this early point in the game where monsters are not gonna hit you for 20, 30 damage. And anyway, the monsters that can do so are monsters that you probably shouldn't be fighting anyway. What does it check to escape from the net immediately? I think it's just a random chance. I don't know exactly how it works. What I do know is that 2 orc priests are not something that you fight ever. So let's see if we can find Tele. Yeah, cannot particularly walk away from that. That's a bit too scary. Fortunately, I have some pretty good resources. I also got really lucky with the instant Tele. I read identify into Tele, and it worked quite well. So I have come to decide that the correct thing to do is to read identify on scrolls until you find tele and blinking, and then read whatever identify is left on potions, because the scroll blinking really is the most important thing in the game. It's the most powerful consumable, up until the point where I have mentioned in the past that being out of scroll blinking is being one step away from death. By the way, I'm getting killed by this orc wizard. Okay, I didn't want to, but I have to use a potion of 3 against it. Fortunately, that's more than enough to deal with it. Yeah, pretty annoying. At least it gives a lot of nice things for that -5 strength. Yeah, it really does. And the -, strength probably is not that big of an issue right now. Maybe later on I'll want to replace it, but for now I think we're okay. Another pretty great amulet of regen, 3 slaying, blinking, but I think that I am going to pass on it because it's very pricey. An ogre with a giant spike glove, which I think that I maybe would be able to kill that guy. I think so. I think there's a very decent chance. Okay, are you gonna? Exactly, that's what I wanted to see. That will be a problem for me on the next floor, at which point I'm most likely gonna be more powerful. Okay, we have seen a couple of decent shops, so I think that going Gosag is not out of the question here. What I really want is to play thrower ogre. If I want to throw a bunch of stuff, I think the best option is probably Okawaru. But Okawaru is soft banned because Okawaru is just too good on too many melee characters. So I don't really want to go Okawaru because of that. Okay, I was thinking if I wanted to go fight the 2 priests or go into this level that has the ogre, and I chose to go here against the ogre. Okay, pretty good. Glad that I had these jabs for the jelly. Otherwise, I feel like it could have killed me. Oh, wow, look at this guy and his crazy Darflail. Okay, this would be a great time to have Curare, but I think that Curare is pretty rare nowadays. There's definitely been some games where I haven't found it at all. I can beat him. I can beat him. I just have to fight him in a position where I feel like I won't get absolutely destroyed. You're gonna step on that, and that's okay. But I want to see if I can poison you to death before you do so. I am carrying. No, I'm not carrying poison. Okay, that's fine, I suppose. Okay, the grasping roots constrict Edmund. Let's throw a rock. Okay, let's throw the jabs. Oh, come on. The jab pierces through Edmund but does no damage. The kind of thing that you only get to see in Crawl. Oh, okay, fortunately Edmund. Well, I guess, I don't know if it's actually fortunately. Regardless, Edmund is pretty close to me. Net. we go. Okay, Wonder Roots actually got the job done, believe it or not. Okay, so big upgrade. Significant, gargantuan upgrade, in fact. The damage output with this thing is 24. With a normal flail, I'm pretty sure it was like, well, it was 13, so yeah, almost doubled my damage. It also swings faster, but it is two-hander, so eventually I'll get a shield and I'll abandon it, but, well, that is assuming, of course, that I can survive this guy, who is very good at dealing crazy damage very quickly. I've always thought that priests are significantly more scary than wizards. Because the priests just like immediately kill you, and the wizards they fumble around a lot until they confuse you, so you have more than enough time to kill them. Uh, yeah, if Edmund hadn't gotten this Darflail, I wouldn't have even bothered to kill him right now, because it's normally kind of costly to fight Edmund, as you just saw. I burned through 2 nets, and I had to put my rock at risk too, so lots of consumables to spend for Edmund. But I would say that it was worth it, just because of what we got. Because of the Darflail. Looking at these options, I am thinking that maybe Gozag is the way to go. Oh man, do I have to go Gozag? I think that I'm just gonna go wait for Okawaru. Yeah, I was thinking, like, I don't want to go Okawaru, but I feel like it is justified for me to go to Okawaru if I don't grab Okawaru in the temple. A ring of protection. That's probably one of the greatest things that you can find as an ogre in the early game. Another very good find would be some form of dragon armor. Um, ideally, right around the corner we would see Maggie, and I would have a potion of resistance, which I don't have. Okay, maybe Maggie wouldn't be such a good thing after all. Ouch. Boomerangs. Those are nice. I can put them on the quiver. A jelly. Okay, I'm gonna throw boomerangs versus the jelly. And we found a thing. Not the sewer, the ossuary. Now I just have to find how to get in. Okay. In this specific ossuary, there's 3 rooms that have enemies and 1 room that has loot, but I don't particularly care about the enemies. Like, the enemies are not that much of a concern, not to mention that I have Holy Wrath, so I'm just gonna grab the free experience. Yeah, the Darflail has been the MVP here. Because normally those elf zombies are absolutely miserable to deal with. They have crazy HP, but the Darflail makes it so that it is no issue at all for me to get rid of them. I have enough money for a Mace of Protection now, but do I care? The answer is absolutely not. I wanted the Mace of Protection because it is an upgrade, a pretty decent one to be completely honest, to my starting weapon, but probably better off keeping this Darflail that I have right now. I also bought potions. I identified heal wounds and haste, so I have 2 heal wounds and 1 haste already. Pretty nice. This game has been kind of low on scrolls of identify. Right now I'm carrying 5, so I will definitely use them after this fight. And yeah, this is the 2 priests band that I was concerned about before. Wow, one of the priests had a longbow. Can you believe that? You're already pretty scary from afar as it is. You don't need a longbow to be even scarier. Okay, I have already identified blinking, right? Yeah. That means identify the potions. And after that, I can identify the scrolls. Have I already identified Cirque? Okay, yeah. I only wanted to buy the potion of Cirque to identify Cirque, but I don't need to do that anymore. I was also thinking about going the Shining one, but I want throwables. I want to throw a lot. So the way to go at it is to go Okawaru. At some point too, probably right now, I should train fighting. 15 fighting, and after that we can train some throwing, like 10 throwing or so. Yeah. Normally, I would like to train some form of defense, maybe shields, but in order for me to have shields, I need to get pretty lucky, and you cannot guarantee that. You cannot guarantee that. You should play as if you're not gonna get lucky and find a shield. By the way, what's up with this center? Why are you not dead? Why are you beating me? It's a repeat of the other from before. At least I have regen, so regening to full HP is pretty quickly, or it goes pretty quickly, and I managed to regen before the center does. So beating the center is unavoidable for the center. I think that this little fort thingy could be could have an Okawaru altar. No Okawaru altar, okay. I do see a steam dragon, which is pretty scary, pretty dangerous thing. Phantom, very weak to Holy Wrath. Steam Dragon. Careful with the Steam Dragon. Okay, no scales, unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. And a Staff of Earth. Nothing to see here. Scrolls. Unidentified scrolls and potions. You should generally buy those. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy them right away. And the potion I'll buy later. Something I like about that specific shop is how it has that. Oh, I cannot circ while mesmerized. That's kind of annoying. I wonder if Potion of 3 is the way to go here. I really wanted to circ, but Potion of 3 will have to do. At least it gives me crazy armor class, so it should maybe be enough for me to beat Maggie. Okay. And Maggie had Steam skills, so now I have Steam skills. Bit of an upgrade for me. Now I have 10 armor class. Pretty okay defenses for an ogre. Kinda unorthodox to have so much in defense as an ogre. I think that I am perfectly capable of beating that other ogre. I wonder if that one was the one that got shafted. Yeah, when it got shafted originally, it was a bit too powerful for me, but now I just destroyed it in the blink of an eye. Altar of Ru, we are not going to be using that. We're not going to be casting spells, so we don't need that Potion of Brilliance. In fact, we can probably turn off the auto pickup for Potions of Brilliance. I think that it would be interesting if it was made so that whenever you drop a consumable, like it disables the auto pickup for that specific kind of consumable until you pick it back up manually. Or well, more than interesting, it would be a quality of life thing. But I wonder if it's too difficult to code. It probably is, and that's why it just isn't in the game just yet. Because I don't think that it is a matter of devs thinking about it and saying no one would want that. Because I'm pretty sure that people would want such a thing. Yeah, that centaur was really trying to kill me. Working overtime, that centaur. Alrighty, man, this run is going pretty well, you know. The Darflail is carrying super hard because since it's highly enchanted, it means that it's highly accurate. So I'm not really missing a lot. It also swings pretty fast, as you can see, 0.8 attack delay, sometimes 0.7 even. Am I on with -1 Demon Whip? I think that my current Demon Whip is, or like my current Darflail is way better than that Demon Whip. Do I have poison resistance? I'm sure that I found something that gives me that. Yeah, I did, but I'm not gonna equip that. Careful with Gastronok. I think that you have to respect Gastronok because he can be pretty scary with up to 50 damage airstrikes. Or well, that's what it says in the Learn database. I'm sure that if I inspect Gastronok right now, it's gonna give me something very different. Okay, so it can be up to 68 actually. 2 dice of 18 to 34. Lots of damage. Lots and lots of damage indeed. I was thinking that maybe I should backtrack and clear some of the levels I skipped before, but I already cleared the one level that I did skip earlier, so There's not a lot of extra experience to get from the game. Okay, that confusion was a bit scary. And these guys are guarding the altar of Okawaru, which I do want to make use of. Okay, Gastronok is yeah, with Kirare I would not be so intimidated, but there's no Kirare. I have rocks. I guess that's what I can do is throw maybe like throw a net. Gastronok is too large for the net to hold. Yeah, of course, Giant's Lock and everything. Gastronok is unharmed by my two rocks. Large rock hits Gastronok but does no damage. That's a very bad omen. A pretty good indicator that I should probably not be doing this. And so I shall follow it. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave behind my stuff, but it's fine. Okay, we don't get the orange demon. If I had a scroll of poison here, it would be nice. And I'm probably carrying it, but I just don't know what it is because I haven't been reading a lot of scrolls. I still have only one blinking. Do I think these guys beat me? Maybe, actually. Maybe with potion of 3, things will be okay. But you have reaching, right? Think from a distance, the game says. I have attraction, so I can use 3 attraction. Get rid of the orange demon, get rid of a Maimon. Get rid of a Maimon. Get rid of a Maimon. Okay, get rid of the Orc Wizard. And yeah, unfortunately, the Demon Whip is only -1, so I have very little interest on it. I'm gonna carry it because maybe I will end up using it. After all, my Dark Flail is two-handed, so maybe eventually I'll want to switch to a one-handed weapon, and the Demon Whip would probably be the best. But I also have a Morning Star from Maggie earlier. So I could also use that if I wanted a bit more damage. I do have to say that in situations versus monsters that have like no armor class, pretty much always the Demon Whip is going to be better because the Demon Whip is going to attack a lot more frequently. However, against monsters with a lot of armor class, the Demon Whip is not going to be dealing a lot of damage. So anything with higher base damage is going to do better. The Demon Whip that I just got from my Maimon could also be rebranded. Not particularly a necessity for me to rebrand it, but it is something that I could consider doing. Okay, we got 15 fighting. Now let's get some throwing. Yeah, it's a good thing that I also have some throwables already. And by the way, the Darflail of Holy Rat really is getting the job done here. It is absolutely astonishing how good it has been so far. Get rid of the priest. Get rid of the priest. Come on. Okay, finally. Get rid of the phantom. Okay. Choke point. Throw a net. Throw some jabs. Ouch. Oh, Joseph is hasted. I'm gonna drink a heal wounds. Barely heals me. Okay, Joseph is killing me. I'm gonna drink another heal wounds. Bit of a heal and potion of 3. And I think that should be enough to kill everyone here. These guys are not really that scary. The only thing that was an issue was Joseph because of that potion of haste. I was hoping for the Phantom to blink me away from Joseph, but it didn't happen, and it took me quite a while to kill the Phantom too, so it was kind of an unfortunate thing. I was about to complain about silence, but silence works here. Prevents the demonologies from continuing to summon garbage. Alrighty. Troll, maybe leather armor? No leather armor. Deep of Pyromancer. Kind of a scary thing to find in D9. A bit surprised that Okawaru didn't give me crazy piety for killing that guy. Okay, Cyclops, give me your rocks, and Troll, give me your leather armor. Yep. We will take the 1 armor class decrease for the extra source of regen. And you know how much I like my sources of regen. Okay, we have some jabs for situations like this. I try to use them only if I'm gonna be hitting multiple monsters at the same time, because they're so rare. Yeah, in that situation, I don't even think that it was that necessary, but it was an okay thing to have anyway to soften them up. You never know when they're gonna get crazy rolls versus you. Hmm. You know, I like that this bolt now has shallow water instead of deep water. It used to be very annoying that the guys were very good at chasing you down because the bolt was full of deep water. Okay, I don't think that any of those guys has a way to hit me from afar, so I can just sit here and throw some jabs until they die. Oh, it's open now. It used to be not open. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, we have. Oh boy. Oh, I cannot believe this. Okay, I was about to say that this bolt is known for having stuff like that. I've seen gold scales and like even artifact gold scales and crystal plate from here. But we got Randar gloves, which are fantastic. If I could use those, I would be set for the rest of the game when it comes to willpower. But at least I got my gold scales, and you know what it is. When you get early armor as an ogre, you have most likely a pretty good game on your hands. So now it's a matter of surviving until I get a bit more strength, and I should be able to win this game without really that many complications. Because the main weakness of the ogre is having garbage for armor class. The more the game goes on, and the gold scales have fixed that problem for me. I don't want to wear them immediately because of the strength issue. Just to highlight it, 18 armor class, 0 evasion. So we are gonna be going back to what I had before. I don't want to get hit by literally everything. Yeah, that veil is pretty okay. That other amulet with the +5 shield and regen stands out more to give me back some strength. Yeah. Should I make that switch right now? It would mean losing all of my sources of regen, and that's what's making me hesitate. I also like. I'm not gonna do it because gold scales are not going to be that important right now. Neither the armor class nor the resistances are gonna be that important. Eventually they will, and when they are, I will switch to them. But for now, I think that it's better for me to stick with what I have. This could be scary. Erolcha. Do I have silence? Because I know that I read a scroll silence. Okay, doesn't seem to be the case. If Erolcha was to manage me now, I would be pretty sad. I hope that it doesn't happen. I go for hero. 3 hits kills Erolcha. Very lucky. Okay, I don't know if I should hold my ground here. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, after all, I have crazy HP. Okay, then throwing. Now I think that it is not a terrible idea to start training for shield since I already have shield. That means that eventually, or like very soon, I'll be losing my Darflail in favor of probably the Demon Whip, and I'll be equipping the shield. Skeletal warriors. Normally, I would be very afraid of them, especially having just walked into a corner, or having walked a corner into 4 of them, one of them in melee range. But it's fine. I mean, maybe. No, it's not fine. It's killing me. Okay, I tried. There was an attempt, and I did manage to kill one, but unfortunately, there's one that has a glaive, so it's very difficult for me to reach it while at a reasonable amount of HP. I wish that the one that had found me in the corner was the one with the glaive, because it would have made things easier. Come on, I hate these guys. They're miserable. I should have probably just taken the chance to leave when I had it. I can throw a net at one of them, I suppose. I still have 3. And now I can walk away. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Maybe I could even throw some rocks. Hero rock. Okay, hero rock got the job done. It is not common for the 11 character to be able to deal with a Skeletal Warrior band. But I was able to do that today. In no small measure, thanks to the +7 Darflail or Holy Wrath that I have. So I'm gonna take it. Yeah, I see a treasure trove right there. So things are looking pretty good. What does this want me to give? 12 heal wounds. Believe it or not, that's not so unreasonable with how low the character is. I'm just gonna have to try to not drink them anymore. I'm gonna have to consciously abstain myself from using them. But it is still a bit of an issue because it's gonna take me forever to amass that amount of heal wounds. Boy, the character feels like cheating. I have to tell you that. It's like the difference between finding such a good weapon so early in the game and not doing so is like night and day. And then like later on the issue is being resilient when you are an ogre. But thanks to the gold scales, like as long as I don't die in a dumb way, up until the point where I wear the gold scales, I think that I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, I've been killing some Cyclopes, so my large rocks stack has been going up a bit. Yeah, Crawl Gaming, K9. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I hope life has been going well for you. I am still here playing Crawl and other stuff too, but more often than not Crawl. The other day I was playing Rift Wizard. I finished my Melt run, where you only get one spell that is called Melt, which is not very good. And someone on my YouTube was a bit surprised by that, because Melt is very bad. But yeah, skill stacking with a far spell in Rift Wizard is super broken. I recommend that game to everyone. If you, for some reason, haven't bought Rift Wizard yet, you definitely should think about doing so because it is a great game. This cane toad is killing me super hard. I think it's pretty funny how the game says Okawaru grants you throwing weapons, and then I get one jab. Yeah, it's everything is pretty nerfed in Crawl as it is nowadays. Have you been playing Crawl K9? Just out of curiosity. Did they update the look of Cane Toads? Probably. I mean, Sastre is always making crazy good tiles. Okay, Cane Toad. I haven't seen the tile. It looks evil. He did that to you all last run? Oh. Scary looking toad. I think it's nice. And yeah, I assume that it is a Sastre tile because Sastre is the main dev for tiles, it seems. Pretty good work. I don't play tiles, but I feel like if I was going into Crawl today after, a good amount of experience playing console, and I saw Sastre tiles, I would probably play tiles. As opposed to playing console, which, like, my experience when going into Crawl, when I was originally getting into that, was okay. Tiles are not playable online to begin with. That's an important thing to notate. And I want to play online. I don't want to play offline. So I'm gonna learn how to play console. And like it was not very difficult because I already had a ton of experience playing console in NetHack. With Vikings, it was pretty easy for me too because I play with console and Vikings, so like ultimate old player of the game combo, despite the fact that I am only 27. With Vikings, my experience was like, oh, I don't want to plug in my external keyboard to play NetHack. I'm just gonna use Vikings, and like an hour and a half later, I already got it. Like it was as easy as that. And yeah, I would say that it is a skill worth getting because it was not very difficult to learn how to use bike keys. It eventually comes naturally as just pressing up, down, left, and right in a controller. Um, and it makes it play faster too. I feel like the way that you have to position your hands when you're using a numpad is pretty annoying. Okay, that jack was a bit scary. I also didn't comment on how great the Okawaru gift that I just got is. I got a hat of willpower, which is perfect for what I want to do with this character. Exactly the thing that I needed, nothing more and nothing less. I want to see if we can find some enchant armor, maybe. Oh, brand weapon. Okay, let's read that on the demon whip. Protection, I don't. I want Elec. Believe it or not, I want Elec. Heavy. Ooh, boo. How hard does this even hit? 19. Minimum attack. Okay, it's actually not terrible. 19 base at. Oh, this might actually be the best heavy weapon in the game. Look at this. 19 base damage, so it's not garbage, and zero point 0.7 at min delay. So it's pretty much like a triple sword. It's like a triple sword. I like this. This looks pretty good. Okay, and I was gonna re-roll it. I'm glad that I took my time to take a look at it for like 5 seconds. Um, yeah, I don't like heavy. I think heavy is not a very good brand, but heavy on the demon whip, yeah, that's good. That's absolutely good. Um, I think that it might even be worth enchanting and like using for the rest of the game. Oh, tile for this as well. Ah, hmm. That looks I can see why they look so creepy. It's because of the eyes. It's definitely the eyes. Like the red eyes make you think, oh yeah, that's evil. It's out to get me. And I guess at least they now very accurately portray what blink frogs are in game. They're just like forces of evil waiting for you to be stuck in the open to mob you and kill you. Hmm. Much better looking now. Those eyes stare into your soul. Yeah. Um. Oh, Kirky. But I have willpower. Maybe I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, we shall see how it goes. Oh, Sphinx. I'm not gonna be okay. Yep. Normally I would be okay to fight Kirky, but Sphinx is a bit too much. I don't want to get paralyzed and killed. See you around. I'll come back later. Another ring of protection. Another ring of protection. That's 2 rings of protection. Let's go. Now I have 15 armor class and 18 boomerangs. Okay, this is going. It's like a dream come true. This is the kind of build that, or like the kind of luck that you need to have if you want to play a melee ogre. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk forward and wait for this guy to push me into the corridor so I can start throwing jabs. That was my objective there by walking forward. Okay, wish I had a bit more jabs. Oh, maybe I should have secured some of these choke points. Yep, like this one. Put my boomerangs on the quiver. That sounded like a dead flag dream come true. I'm gonna try to make it so that it's not. Talking about dead flags, I started watching Vinland Saga over the weekend because I was like, I'm not gonna watch it until it's over, so I can marathon it. And I suspect that it's gonna go for 24 chapters, just or like 24 episodes, like the first season of Vinland Saga. Um, and so I watched like half of them over the weekend, and today episode 13 released. I haven't watched that one, but I think that I might want to wait and be patient and just like watch it all when it finishes releasing in like 3 months. Yeah, if you haven't watched Vinland Saga, I cannot recommend it any more than I do. It's fantastic. Really, really good. It's the kind of anime that like I think that I can recommend to literally everyone. Like, oh, you want to start watching anime? Watch Vinland Saga, because I know that there's a lot of pretty bad anime, but Vinland Saga is something that will almost unequivocally be liked by a lot of people. Um, the second season is like pretty good too. But the second season doesn't really work if you haven't watched the first season. I feel like the first season contributes a lot to the feel of the second season because you see a lot of character growth between the first and second seasons. Mm, oh, another scroll blinking. That's super lucky. Getting a bit of lag. Um, I got an evening star of protection from good old Okawaru. Oh, I have 14 shields. Goodbye, Darflail. Hello, evening star. No, I think we can use a heavy demon whip. I think it's fine. And we can also wear the kite shield now. Yep. Okay, look at that. 18 armor class. Yeah, I think that I can just drop it. I really don't see myself taking off this shield. So I think that I can just drop it. My attack delay is 0.8, 0.9, which is not great. But that is also easily fixed. I'm going to train this to 15 and then I'm going to train this to 12 so that I can get min delay. Yeah, I'm just going to turn it off and I'll turn it back on when the time is right. This is the final level. I don't know if I should. In fact, I think that I shouldn't. And I know that I got shafted, so I can just go back up and do this instead of doing Layer 5. Gonna wait a bit more for Layer 5. Okay. You know what? The Heavy Demon Whip is doing some pretty big boy damage. It's a still damage rating of 35. Yeah. The base damage of 19 is great. I cannot believe it, but Demon Whip, Heavy Demon Whip is like the one Demon Whip that I would use. I think that the other ones aren't that great, but Heavy Demon Whip is. I could see myself using this all the way to SOT. And it's -1 and still doing great. Yeah. Heavy Brand is kinda dumb. It increases the base damage of your weapon by 80%. Base damage, so no, like the damage that gets multiplied. Base damage of this 11 plus 8 heavy. So that gets multiplied by strength and by skill, and then enchantment and slaying gets added on top of it. So it's pretty crazy on very high damage weapons in the sense that like a single attack is gonna deal nuclear amounts of damage, like the Dark Maul. Um, but um, but I think that the best weapon to have it on for like an extended session, for like just stabbing everything, is probably the Demon Whip. I have never had a Demon Whip, a heavy Demon Whip, but it definitely looks pretty cool. Mm. A good heavy weapon might be a top tier Sig weapon. Yeah, you should try another Sigrat. How has that been going? Have you tried to do a Sigrat ever since you came back to the game? Hmm. And butterflies. Okay, that's really nice. Oh no, it's useless, right? Oh no, it's useless. I wish that at least it pushed monsters away. Okawaru makes it so that the summon scroll is worthless. Because I cannot have allies. Oh man, that sucks. Punished for going Okawaru, I suppose. Okay, let's go up to D2 and then let's go do Orc. No, let's do D12. We're approaching the point at which I am going to start wearing the gold scales. Yeah, it's gonna be great. You know, the fuse comes in 0.29, but then you read the 0.30 changelog, so it decided to wait until then. You're gonna be playing stable only, no trunk. I know that there's a lot of people that like to do stable only. I personally like to do trunk because it lets me experience some really wacky stuff, and also, in a sense, lets me influence the development of the game by providing feedback. Like, for example, the Crystal Book Dudes that released a couple of versions ago. They were absurd, but thanks to the fact that I lost a late game run to one of those, there was like changes made to them. Most importantly, they were killable. Like the living spells things had like 30 HP, so killing them fast, because like if you don't kill them the turn that they appear, they literally cast themselves at you and you take crazy damage. killing them fast was really difficult, but now it is doable. So you just have to commit to Tin of Tremor Stones or Ice Blast or whatever you want to get rid of them. So like now they have some degree of counterplay, as it was before they didn't. um, but yeah, okay. Let's do Orc now. I want enchant armor as well. I have already a couple of armor items worth enchanting. Um, maybe I should train invocations for Okawaru abilities. Yeah, I was gonna train armor for the gold skills, but I think that I want invocations first. I can wear the gold skills without any armor skill, and it will be fine. And yeah, this heavy demon whip, I can't believe it. It is still 0.9, 0.8, unfortunately, because of the shield changes. Um, I really don't like those changes. But they're not as bad for me um, as the launcher ones. Man, the launcher ones like killed any kind of desire that I had for playing launchers. I think that if I want to play a launcher character from now on, I should just start it in a version before the rework of launchers. Because I really cannot get accustomed to that. Launcher characters are just so much different. With launchers, well, change one is that there's no more ammunition. Ammunition does not exist in the game anymore. Change two is that launchers scale with dexterity, which is good. Only dexterity. Change three is the bad one, in my opinion. Using heavy armor or any kind of armor slows down your attack speed with a launcher. So if you're wearing plate and you want to attack with an arbalest, that's not gonna work, or rather, it's not gonna work very well for you. Um, yeah, it's pretty bad in my opinion, but that's just the way that it is. Those are not bad. Yeah, but I don't know if I like them because of the weakness to fire. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a pretty bad change. But I liked how launchers were before. Like I like the little mini game of treating your launcher like a consumable because arrows were limited. By the way, why is there a million priests here? Mm. Now that there's no more ammunition, arrows are unlimited at the cost of making the launchers significantly worse than they used to be. Um, but yeah, people still like them. For a while, arbalests were super broken, and I think they're still pretty okay. They have a lot of base damage, and if you find an early arbalest, you can probably just use it until you win the game. Um, like if you find an early arbalest, but not like that's the only launcher that is kind of like that. Longbows are kind of whack, and short bows, slings, also pretty bad. Hand crossbows, I guess, are the other good one. Um, but they're very rare hand crossbows now. They're like as rare as a demon weapon kind of thing, or maybe even like Evening Star. Why are there so many priests? I am truly astonished at the amount of priests there are. Yeah, you shouldn't fight with so many priests on the screen because it's very easy for them to melt you if they decide to, synchronize. Um, so it's definitely pretty scary to be fighting so many of them at the same time. Mm, who summoned this? Okay. Yeah, because this 6 feet is kind of spooky. I have resistance, so it's not that bad, but it's still probably better off trying to get rid of the. Oh, the javelin hits the 6 feet and shatters. Boom! And it didn't even deal any damage to the 6 feet. That's the worst part. Have to give away the choke point because they were just someone spamming me. Least unhinged orc too. Yeah, I don't like this specific orc ending if it's the one that I'm thinking of. Um, oh no, this is fine. This one's fine. Yeah, I don't like the one that's like two huge rooms, um, and then at the end the shops. That one is the worst in my opinion. Rendered Kite Shield. Let's see. It's good. Yes, it's definitely good enough for me to want to go out of my way to mitigate the minus willpower. Obviously, until then, I cannot really equip it, but eventually I will be very happy with my acquisition. Um, if I don't find a better tower shield, anyway. Hello, Gluten. Thank you for stopping by, and good to see you around. I am playing Crawl, and I have this very good Ogre, very strong. I wanted to use Immolation, but I don't have fire resistance. Yeah, it's kind of scary, kind of risky. Maybe teleport. Maybe this is the time to tele. Fortunately, I have a really, really robust Ogre in the sense that I have 18 armor class. Normally, I would be doing this with 10 or less armor class. But the game has been very benevolent with what it has given me. So I have 18 armor class, and I can have many, many more points of armor class in the near future once I put on my gold scales. So yeah, I should enchant armor or the hat. That I should do. Now I have 19. I think that eventually the Demon Whip's low attack speed will be kind of an issue because of the shield, but hopefully by then I'll have good throwing. Maybe after this I'll just train a bunch of throwing. Maybe that will be the way to go. Back to the dungeon we go. The shops didn't have anything too crazy. I guess they did have one good item for me, but nothing too crazy. If I get a nice cave in this in D14 or D15, I could go in there with my shield because it gives me 3 pips of cold resistance. So I could just switch it in, especially because I don't think that there's gonna be a lot of monsters that try to hex me in a nice cave. Okay, that's was a little bit of damage, 56, but I'm an ogre, so 56 is like 1/3 of my HP, so everything is fine. Bolt's entrance? It looks like Bolt's entrance to me. I should probably not be fighting in a corridor. Tengo Conjurer. Goes for the lightning. But I have resistance to electricity, so it doesn't destroy me. Yeah. 0.30 has had some pretty cool changes. Another nice change has been the removal of Lightning Bolt in favor of Plasma Beam. By the way, I wonder if it has gotten nerfed. No, it's still pretty busted. I'm pretty sure that it was 2 times 1 dice of 131 when I played with it. Harm stacking too? Yeah, someone has to be pretty excited for harm stacking other than Lizzie. I personally feel like it doesn't particularly suit my playstyle a lot. I like to make it so that I take the least amount of damage while maximizing the amount of damage that I can do with that constraint. So that means generally no harm for me. I can probably make an exception to the rule if I'm like casting Firestorm or so, but that does not happen very frequently. I can tell you that. Pretty good Trident. If I had gone Polearms, which I briefly considered, I wouldn't have been unhappy with that Trident. But the issue is that it would have taken forever for me to get it. Okay. As I suspected, the Fire Dragon didn't shoot its breath weapon because there was a dude on the other side, so everything was fine. I think that I can deal with the Hydra. It's so strange that as an Ogre, I can just stab down an Hydra. But I have a good armor class and I have a shield, so yeah, there we go. And this was not the entrance to bolts. I thought that this was the entrance to bolts. This was just a nasty bolt. What is your chance to destroy me? 8%. Okay, we can deal with that. Another Randart wielding dude. Berserk Centaur Warrior. Very spooky. It actually hits kind of hard. I'm gonna net it. Oh, I'm gonna net it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it immediately breaks my net, however. I got my second source of willpower, so now I can equip the other kite shield to mitigate the weakness to willpower if I want to. Yeah, I would like to get, I don't know, a clock of willpower, so to mitigate that. I don't feel like it's that good of a thing to be wearing just a plain ring of willpower. And for right now, it definitely does not compare to my rings of protection. Rings of protection are just so important as an ogre. By the way, I'm tempted to just put on the gold scales now. Okay, I still get 0 evasion if I do it. No, no. I want to see what happens if I fight like this. This is kind of annoying. Okay. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Unseen Horror. Very nasty Unseen Horrors. We have gotten 3 this playthrough. I briefly considered the Shining one as well because, you know, I have been recently very happy with the Shining one in the early game, but I decided against it. I went Okawaru, and so far I haven't really used Okawaru for a lot other than getting gifts. It's a pretty good indicator of the power level of this character that I haven't had to use a lot of Okawaru skills. Not even in situations where I probably should have. For example, earlier when I was fighting the dragon, because I didn't have resistance for the dragon. Wow, I destroyed Agnes with Hero Finesse. Like, she didn't really stand a chance. It was kind of crazy. This character is kind of super busted, I can tell you that. And it's gonna get even better once I can equip those gold skills without absolutely destroying my evasion. I have 5 enchant weapon. Do I put them on the Demon Whip or do I put them on the Evening Star? It's such a hard decision to make. I think that I should just put them on the Demon Whip. I think that I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, I never used demon whips. I think that this is the time to use a demon whip. The main reason why I was hesitating on putting them on the demon whip is because I'm gonna need 10 in order to. Oh, someone has a wand of digging. I want that. Yeah, it's not even that bad. It's like a one-handed unbranded triple sword, which is a pretty good thing. Immolation. Okay. Acid. Good thing that I didn't get Quicksilver this time. Oh, why am I using that if I have throwables, right? Stop wasting my charges of digging. Okay, you need to stop wasting my charges of digging. Those are important. I cannot afford you to just throw them all away. They are really very valuable. Armor skill now. I have my 13 invocations for Okawaru Duel. I can also train more throwing. I can train 16 throwing for Mindeli and jabs. I don't even have that many jabs. I think that I'm just gonna get like 8 armor. Yeah, let's just go for that. Okay, Lodul explodes. That's really nice. Now I have to wait a bit to get my 4 charges of Wand of Digging. Really nice. There's a Ring of Evasion. I think that it is still inferior compared to what I have, so I can just drop these. Some books that I'm not gonna use. Oh, 9 gargoyles come into view. Very funny. They have Stone Arrow, I have Throw Rock. Seems fair and balanced. Oh, this is kind of pretty scary, you know, this War Gargoyle. The normal gargoyles were okay, but this can hit me crazy hard with its metal splinters. Fortunately, it doesn't. Man, you know what's crazy? I could have gone into the level into that. Wow, it's really nasty. I had never seen that bolt before, but I'm glad that I didn't go into the level into that bolt. I think that I'm gonna do D15, then layer 6, and then we're gonna go from, or I guess layer 5, you know. Um, for many years, layer had 6 levels, so yeah, one grows accustomed to that kind of thing. Um, okay, let's reposition a bit. This looks okay. Maybe hero, because I'm a bit afraid of the Death Knight. You punish the purple ugly thing causing immense pain. I like the messages for when you deal crazy damage with a demon whip. They're not that common because dealing crazy damage with a demon whip is not the easiest thing to do. Skeletal warriors again. I'm probably testing my luck by fighting two of them at the same time. I should fight them one at a time. Or not. I guess it was fine. Yeah. Man, this character is doing wonderfully. It's like destroying the game super hard. This is great. Oh, acquirement. Okay, pretty highly enchanted giant cloth. Hat of resistance to electricity. I'm glad that I already have that because I don't want to lose my hat of willpower. I mean, it's not that great of an acquirement. I was not really expecting a lot from acquirement. You never should expect a lot from acquirement. Because as I like to say, desire is the root of suffering, so no desire means no suffering. In this case, if I had been excited for the acquirement and I had been like, oh yeah, this acquirement could make my character, and I had gotten that, I wouldn't have been so happy. Do I want to do? No, I should probably just not fight that at all. I can't afford to not fight it. Okay. I got it's not the same spot where those guys were, but it's still pretty close. So kind of scary. Let me throw some rocks at you. This is a shapeshifter, I'm pretty sure. Or not? No, this is a shapeshifter, okay. It was a glowing shapeshifter too. Got lucky that I killed it so fast. Your Grun has LRD, right? Yeah, that could hurt me, so I'm gonna try to fight in the open. There's no in the open. Oh, never mind. Jorgrun made in the open for me. So you may be thinking, what's different about fighting Jorgrun this time compared to the other time? And the main difference is that before I was okay. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Come on. Come on. I'm trying to kill you. Please don't kill me. Okay. The main difference is that Jorgrun was enhanced before. Like Jorgrun had a potion of brilliance, and that really was kind of scary. Now that Jorgrun doesn't have that anymore, I think that killing him isn't even that difficult, and so I do. It sure feels nice to have resistance to electricity and not have to fear getting absolutely destroyed by, for example, Lodul or these Tengus that I have seen, which I still don't know why they spawn in depths. Like, they really shouldn't spawn in depths. They are dungeon monsters through and through. Sure, late dungeon, but still dungeon monsters. They do not compare to the might of the depths monsters, of the average depth monster. Layer 5. I should also turn on auto pickup for Scrolls of Enchant Weapon and Enchant Armor as well. Yeah, okay. I should probably just go buy that right now. This thing has 3 slaying and regen. I am tempted by that. Let's see. The main reason why I don't want to take off my current amulet is because of the resistance to electricity. Yes, that is the main reason. So once I get a good source of it, a source that doesn't interfere with some other of my resistances, I'll be able to take it off, switch it for this amulet that we have right here with regen and 3 slaying, and yeah, the character will get even better. It's already pretty good character. 1 hour I am about to go into a lore branch. but it can always get better. Now ogres do not fumble attacks or like they don't fumble attacks. They have never fumbled attacks in shallow water, but they do not um, have a movement speed penalty when walking through shallow water, which in my opinion it made sense that they had a movement speed penalty. I imagine that shallow water is like walking in a beach or so. Um, like, in shallow water in the beach. That's what I am thinking of. And I don't know. I don't move equally as fast when I'm walking in the beach in shallow water as I move, in in normal dry floor, I suppose. But it doesn't matter. I guess they're just too strong to be impaired by that. Now I have my 8 armor now. More fighting. 21 fighting. Let's try to equip the gold scales. Let's see what happens. 31 2. I think that it is an issue with my strength, but I don't know if I want to wait until experience level 21 to just get more strength. Or experience level 18 will get me 1 more point of strength, I guess. Regardless, I think that it is probably a pretty bad idea to be wearing these gold scales without enchanting them at the very least. Yeah, and I feel pretty safe about enchanting them because I know that they are not gonna be replaced. Like, I'm not gonna find anything that's better than the gold scales. Want the flame. Okay, goodbye eel. I don't like that bolt. Pretty annoying. I don't have poison resistance. Poison resistance costs 400 gold. I really do not like the idea of that, especially when going into Snake. Not the most important resistance to have here. I would say that fire resistance and resistance to electricity are more important, but it's still kind of annoying not to have it. At least it's not Spider with all the redbacks just running around. For a Minotaur, Oka or Trog? You should try Trog as it is now. I'm not recommending it because it's gonna be better. If you just wanna win, try Okawaru or just go Okawaru. But I played Trog recently and I thought that it was so much worse than Okawaru. To begin with, Berserk costs piety now, and the weapon gifts are just worse than Okawaru's. I've also never been too much of a fan of Brothers in Arms. I feel like they're kind of underpowered for later stages of the game. On the other hand, Okawaru's duel is pretty crazy because pretty much every character can win a 1 versus a monster. Because if you cannot do that, how have you even gotten this far in the first place? I wish those special darts did not scale with stealth. I almost never get stealth, so I almost never use those. And like it requires a very specific combination of skills to use them. The special darts. It requires throwing and stealth. So my characters that do get stealth, I pretty much never get throwing with them. In fact, one of the few characters that I get throwing with is this one. Like ogres throw rock. Oh, yeah, too many of those guys. That's what makes this bolt annoying. Very difficult to kill them, because they just deal too much damage to you. Okay. It was very difficult for me to go upstairs there. The anaconda was just chain grabbing me. No, stop that. Oh man, the crawl mid-game experience. The crawl mid-game experience truly is miserable. The worst part of the game, in my opinion. At least in the early game, you can be like, oh, but I don't have any consumables. It's understandable that I'm just gonna die because I don't have anything. In the crawl mid game experience, you have consumables, and then you're tempted to not use them because you know that if you use them, you're not gonna have them for later when you're actually gonna need them, aka SOT. So yeah, we have 3 scrolls of blinking. That's all the blinking that we have found in the entirety of this game. And I will try my best not to use any blinkings until SOT because they're important. So yeah, well, regardless of that, it's been going okay. Snake 1 wasn't even that bad, even without poison resistance. So I would say that's a pretty good indicator of the power level of the character. Just as the fact that I have not really been using a lot of Okawaru is, yeah, been going pretty well so far. 3 Guardian Serpents. Impossible to position in such a way that I'm not getting hit by all 3 of them at the same time. Fortunately, they were alone. Imagine if they had come accompanied by anything. It would have been absolutely disastrous. Losing boomerangs, but it's fine. Boomerangs are there to be thrown at things and broken. So yeah, I always thought that boomerangs returned to you if they missed like real boomerangs, but apparently it's only novelty boomerangs that do that. Um, like the real hunter weapons do not return to the thrower even if they miss, and they're pretty heavy too. I guess they only have that shape so that it's easier to throw them. Okay, going pretty low on HP and I cannot kill this anaconda. Okay. By the way, what's my attack speed? 0.9, 0.8. The other time I saw 0.7, and yeah, sometimes I get 0.7s, but it's pretty rare. I don't like the way shields are nowadays. With 15 shields, I used to have no penalties with a tower shield as an ogre. That's part of the reason why I think ogres are nerfed in this version. Attacks of opportunity hurt them a bit more than they hurt other species. When it comes to them being mages, and the shields are worse for them than they used to be. Hello, Prince Cosmo. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. Doing well tonight. Yeah, over the last couple of days, I've been feeling a bit dizzy at night. Like I feel like I am about, I'm just dizzy, you know? But today I don't feel like that, and that's nice. I've been thinking about it, and maybe it's because I spent too much time sitting down. Maybe something's pressing on my back and like interrupting circulation of blood in some way or so, and that's what makes me feel like that. And today I've tried to abstain from that a bit, and it worked fine. But yesterday I also did the same. I even went outside and I also felt a bit dizzy at times. Fortunately, it's like very momentary of a feel. It's not too long lasting. Because if it was like that, it would be kind of dangerous for me to walk outside and stuff. Unfortunately, we're not in that situation. Oh yeah, Isul is killing me because I don't have the resistance. It is not as common that I see Isul and I don't have the resistance. Let me drink a curing here. By the way, I'm waiting for heal wounds because I need to amass 15 of those to go into a treasure trove, but I haven't found them. I would like to not fight Isul for obvious reasons. It's so weird. I don't want to fight Isul, but I have no issues just stabbing down that shock serpent. Snake 4 is one of my least favorite levels in the entirety of Crawl, so I don't want to do it. I don't think that I have what it takes to do Elf. I would love to do Elf. And I check like most of the boxes. I have resistance to electricity. I have good damage output with my throwing. I have fire resistance and stuff, and I have willpower. So theoretically, I could do it, but there's something related to the fact that I have 2 evasion with my gold skills that makes me think that I shouldn't do it. Yeah, I have 3 potions of heal wounds. The game says that I have 3 potions of heal wounds. What do I acquire here? The hat would be good if I didn't have already resistance to electricity and I had a willpower. I guess I'm just gonna acquire the money because I don't really see myself using anything else. I was thinking about earlier how like ogres are so much in need of a shield that I think that their previous aptitude for maces could come back and people would still not use two-handed clubs, giant spike clubs and stuff, um, just because it's that bad to not have a shield. It really is horrendous. Look at that plus 11 flail of integrity. Would have been great earlier on, but for now I think that my heavy demon whip is better. Mm, okay, maybe I should have waited a bit because I'm still not strong enough or like not healthy enough to deal with all these guys. I'm just gonna go for Hero Fitness at level 17. One more level until I get one more point of strength, and maybe at that point I'll be able to wear the gold skills without just absolutely destroying my evasion. Um, Going down to very, very low levels of evasion is pretty scary. In case you were wondering why I was walking forwards there, is because I still have the buffs and I was like, oh, I wanna, take advantage of the buffs and try to kill as many monsters as possible with the buffs before they wear off, but very unsafe to do that when you're at 50 HP. Perhaps not the wisest thing to do. Okay, 20 fighting. That is not a mistake. I wanted to train it to 21. Because at the end of the day, that's one of the greatest strengths of the Ogre. It's massive HP and fighting aptitudes. So might as well train for my strengths. Okay, plus 6 heavy demon whip. If I get enough scrolls of enchant weapon, I will also enchant the Evening Star. Wow, that was a mimic. I feel so scammed. Yeah, it is uncommon for me to feel so scammed, but it just happened. um, yeah, and I was like excited for the shop. I think it was an armor shop. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Are they mighty? Is anyone mighty? Yeah, of course they're mighty. Of course they're mighty. How do we not die here? Heal wounds. Barely healed me because they're mighty. Fear? Okay, fear worked. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. When you're a melee character, you just don't want to come here because that happens. You fight a Naga warrior, and then the Naga warrior just mighties the Nagas, which you have been constantly sweeping the floor with, and then they almost kill you because they have might, and might is so powerful for monsters. Much more powerful than it is for the player. I don't like how this is going. I'm gonna read a teleport. I think this bolt has 2 Quicksilver dragons, so I gotta be careful there. In fact, I probably should not do that. Just as I probably should not be fighting in this level because Isul is kind of scary. I'm gonna read another teleport because I fortunately have a fair amount of them. At least the game is very generous when it comes to teleport. Like it lets you avoid fights that you don't want to take. You felt unwell earlier too? Was weird, like foggy headed. Yeah, like I think you know what I mean. Mm. I wonder what it is. By any chance, have you had COVID, Prince Cosmo? Because I had COVID last year. My uncle's thing happened, and then I got COVID. So yeah, it was not a very good end of 2022 for me. Um, Maybe it is related to that. Maybe it's long COVID or something. Hopefully not. I'm feeling much better from my lungs. It took me quite a while, a couple of months, But I'm finally feeling much better when it comes to my lungs. I don't feel like I'm missing breath in the night. For me, it wasn't that bad. Like I was just feeling pretty nasty for a single day, which unfortunately was a day where I went outside, and I had to return home because I was feeling pretty bad. And then I threw up and I slept for an hour, and then I was feeling okay, other than headaches and um, reduced lung capacity. It was kind of annoying, but it didn't try to kill me that badly. I was just feeling really bad on the street. But yeah, the sequels were what made me a bit worried. But anyway, let's get out of here and go do something else. In this case, being swamp. I mean, I hope that I don't die in swamp. I'm gonna try to fight one monster at a time because that's the key in swamp. You fight only one monster at a time, and then you have an easy time here. You fight multiple monsters at the same time, disaster ensues. By the way, what's my damage rating? 47. It's not gonna go much higher because of the fact that I only have 12 maces of skill. Fighting is probably carrying here. It's killing things pretty well, this heavy demon whip. I'm glad that I realized that it's pretty much a triple sword. With 12 skill min delay, that's crazy. It would certainly help quite a bit um, if I could actually have 0.7 min delay. But for that I have to train shields. And I think that after getting my 21 fighting, which is about to happen, we're going to be training some throwing. Careful with that, I don't have fire resistance. Once again, I'm not accustomed to not having fire resistance when going in here. We don't need that. Okay, I think that I'm just gonna give in and wear the gold skills with 2 evasion. And hope that it doesn't end up with my horrible, horrible death. But anyway, that gives me 1 pip of fire, cold, and poison resistance. Ideally, that should be good and should keep me alive. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just gonna be taking a lot more damage because of the 2 evasion. It means that everything hits me, even if they don't hit me that hard because I have crazy armor class. Yeah, it's so weird to have 33 armor class on an ogre. I don't have a file. In fact, I don't have any experience of Okaballs. Pretty unlucky. I wonder if I should just go out and buy a scroll of silence for Nicola. Ouch. Yeah, precisely to avoid that. Okay, that's fine. Nicola spent a turn using Clyde, and that gives me the chance to go buy silence. Yeah, I didn't want to buy it that badly because it's super expensive, but I did just acquire money, so I can afford to spend some of that with into this scroll silence. Hold 2 evasion. If evasion is like HP, then 1 is all you need. Yeah, evasion is not like HP. HP is more reliable than evasion, I would say, because with 0 evasion you can function, and with 0 HP you really can't. I wonder if there's a design space for a species that can do a certain thing at 0 HP within a certain amount of time to not die. Um, I know that there's some games like Tome, for example, that can let you go into negative amount of HP. Is it even possible to have 0 evasion? It is. When I originally got the gold scales, I had 18 armor class and 0 evasion because I had very little strength. And now I have 23, soon to be more than that. And the more the strength goes up, the more the evasion will go up until the point where it hits like 6 evasion or so. It's probably where we're gonna be when it comes to evasion for the rest of the game. You know, that's an unfortunate downside of being an ogre. There's not much to do about it. I do want to deal with Nicola. I'm not particularly afraid of Nicola. Get over here. Scroll silence. Maybe Hero Finesse would have been good, but I'm not really afraid. I feel really powerful. Nicola gets confused before I kill him. And there we go. Globes of Dexterity and a Cloak. Unfortunately, I cannot use the Globes of Dexterity. But yeah, the Scroll Silence got the job done. Well worth it to spend 300 gold for an easy and quick Nicola kill. I need 20 throwing actually. Nah, I will eventually get 20 throwing, but I will get 16 first, and then I'll train shields, more shields. We will get 21 shields. And maybe after the 21 shields, we will get a little bit of evasion, like 8 or so. So to see if I can increase my evasion a bit. Francis there was kind of scary with the iron shots. I'll stop hogging the tree. Yeah, because Eleonomas can heal if they hog a tree. If they're next to a tree, they just have an ability that heals them. It's pretty bad. You generally want to avoid being in such a position, because it can make them pretty difficult to kill. Okay, a bit more armor class for the gold skills. Yeah, walking around as an ogre with 34 armor class and 200 HP is really, really strange. And a feeling that is very worth it to savor and enjoy, because it's not something that will happen very frequently. Ring of Slaying and a Scroll of Enchant weapon. Okay, I think that the Ring of Slaying, unfortunately, is not gonna be part of my kit. I could lose 4 armor class and go to 30 for the Ring of Slaying, but I would be much more likely now to lose that 4 armor class to get the Ring of Evasion that I dropped earlier. I'm probably gonna end up doing that eventually. I am a bit surprised that I have not found Experience of Vocables. But I have throwing. What I really should be doing is throwing things a lot more to, you know, take advantage of that skill. You know what? I can just... Oh, I was gonna jump into that trap, but I typoed. It's okay. Maybe it's not so okay. Let's re-teleport. Okay, I go for Hero Finesse. And in Hero Finesse, I'm pretty sure that I just can beat everything at this amount of HP. I feel like an unstoppable juggernaut in Hero Finesse mode. If the character is already ridiculously strong, as is, in Hero Finesse mode with 0.4 attack delay, yeah, this is obscenely strong. Did they change heavy recently? Attack delay seems quite reasonable. Demon Whip is one of the fastest weapons in the game normally. It has 0.5 min delay, so the attack delay seems quite reasonable because it would normally be a really, really fast weapon. That's what it is. So it's not, unfortunately, it's not that heavy was changed recently. It is just that the weapon that I have heavy on is crazy good for the purposes of having heavy. What do you do? 8% banish. And you have your tower shield, but I have jabs. Jabs beat tower shields. Yeah, it's like rock, paper, scissors. Okay, still have more jabs. Where are my jabs? You kill Luis. I got an anti-magic quarterstaff, which I cannot use because it's two-handed. So I'm not even gonna bother picking it up. By Sushen, we have the resistance, so we should be fine. By Sushen is pretty close to transforming. Yep, there she goes. You kill Bai Sushen, and you kill the Bonjip. This feels really good, like surprisingly good. I'm astonished. I never thought that a heavy weapon would be this good. I guess it helps that I have a shield and that I am not extremely slow, even though I have the shield. Because those two things are probably the worst things about heavy brand. Like it's at its best with two-handed weapons because those weapons are gonna get their damage increased the most. And because you have to use a two-handed weapon, you cannot use a shield. So it leaves you very open while attacking very slowly. Both pretty bad things. You would like to wish the creator of D10 lair entrances a very inconvenient day? What's specifically wrong with D10 lair entrances? Do you not like that they're on D10? Would you prefer them to be on D11 or so? Mm, because D11 is the deepest that they can generate. I thought that I was using finesse too. Okay, I think that I just beat these guys. Yeah, should have maybe buffed earlier. But I am more than powerful enough to deal with all of these guys. You forgot they can go to the 11? Do you want to see them early? If so, why? I prefer to see them as deep as possible because they can have some really nasty stuff, like death yaks. So the deeper you see death yaks, the better. Ideally, you would never see them. Okay, having two sources of regen. Oh, it's no longer two sources of regen. It's only one now. It's fine. Getting paralyzed by those hornets in front of the Hydra at 80 HP would have killed me, most likely. I'm glad that it didn't happen. I think that I am about to be done with this. So I did Snake, but I didn't do Snake 4. I just went and did Swamp 4 instead. And I think that's the right thing to do pretty much always, because Snake endings are the worst thing ever in the game. There we go, we got the rune. So rune number 1. We are to go 12 now. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, let's give it a try. Maybe it will be okay. I am not sure that it will be that good. Okay, maybe this was a bit of an incorrect move. But I'm already committed, so here we go. I have to say that I was not expecting to see a sorcerer on the entrance to elf. If I was normally like, I like to do elf before lair branches, right? Like it's really one of my most favorite things to do in the game because I absolutely despise lair branches. So doing elf before lair branches gives me a bunch of experience and gear and stuff to do lair branches much more easily. But if I was doing that and I saw a sorcerer in the entrance, I would probably just go do a lair branch. um, because sorcerers are okay to deal with them when you're actually, prepared. And I was not particularly prepared to deal with it. Okay, I'm gonna need some jabs here. I'm not looking forward to fighting Senata. Senata is a pretty scary thing. Pretty powerful, unique. Have you seen the late game uniques, K9? Because now there's a couple of new, very late game uniques that are pretty spooky. Gron and Parkit and Josefina. There's always been Tiamat, of course, but Tiamat also counts. They're kind of on the same tier as Tiamat. Well, Josefina is not, but Gron and Parkit definitely are on the same tier as Tiamat. Vivi, yeah, Vivi is also super scary. Vivi has a perfect combination of being super tanky and being really, really damaging. So you cannot kill her fast, but she can kill you fast. It's pretty cool. Pretty good design for a late game monster. Very few characters can deal with BB without being very afraid. Another source of resistance to electricity and slaying. But no regen, and I like my regen. so I'm not gonna be bothering with that. What I will be bothering with, however, is the Ring of the Tortoise. That frees up a ring slot, so I can buy this and then get rid of my other ring of protection. In fact, I can get rid of the 2 rings of protection, and I can put on a ring of willpower, and then we equip this kite shield. Do we even want to do that? I don't think that we care too much about the cold resistance, to be completely honest. I think that I prefer the armor class that I get from the kite shield. Um, oh, evasion. Yeah, I do want my ring of evasion. Okay, Senata finds me. I'm gonna have to fight her. I can Kirare, at least. Hero Finesse? No, it's too pricey. Now the game tells you how much piety things cost. Piety about 2% of your maximum possible piety, pretty nice. About 3% of your maximum possible piety, and duel costs about 6% of your maximum possible piety. So yeah, kinda pricey to spend duel. Because even though 6% may not seem like a lot, you have to remember that below a certain piety threshold, you're not gonna have access to duel. So the amount of duels that you can do before you go down to 4 pips of piety is probably not that high. Well, anyway, let's throw a net at Senata. As far away as you can be from me, please. Okay. This Dark Flail of Pain is gonna ruin things. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll hit it. I don't like this. This is going very poorly. In the sense that Senata is still alive and I've thrown like 10 rocks at her. Yeah, the hasted dancing weapons that she summons are really, really spooky. You generally want to get rid of her before she does this. And if she does this, you don't want to get surrounded by them because they will kill you. They will end you. Senata herself has a +3 triple sword. Pretty scary. Wow. 3 to 7 dice of 15. That's a lot of damage. Potentially. Okay, come on. A bit more. Senata is almost dead. Okay, she's next to me. I'm gonna melee her. You trash Senata. Yay. Okay. So, the triple sword says base damage 19, damage rating 28, of course, because I have only 10 dexterity. This thing says base damage 19, damage rating 49, because it scales with strength, and it is enchanted a bit. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, I still want to go grab that ring of evasion. I bought the ring of the tortoise for a reason, after all. I can also buy the ring of strength, or like equip the ring of strength. It gives me 1 evasion. It's worthless. I would prefer to, have 5 evasion. No, this is fine. Back to elf we go. 34, 7, 13 defenses are really, really good defenses. My current cloak is nothing, so we can buy this one. It's a cloak of preservation. That gives me resistance to corrosion, which I don't think I had before. So 1 pip of every resistance, including willpower. Looking pretty good. And with an Ogre, I only have to get 1 pip of willpower, because 4 willpower per level up as opposed to 3 willpower per level up. I just have to try to get a bit more experience before going into SOT, so I can go in at experience level 25 or so and get 27 by the time I reach SOT 5. Sounds like a plan to me. By the way, there's probably a better way to do this, but the stupid Deep Elf archers have repel missiles. They really shouldn't have it, in my opinion. They're already pretty annoying with their whole blinking away and shooting at you. But making them difficult to kill from afar is also a bit too much. Cannot throw projectiles at these guys because of their repel missiles. Okay, so I said shields, right? 21 shields. That seems okay. Finally, we found a file of logs. First experience of Okawaru in the whole game. I have this to drop. Yeah, we are not gonna be using that. I was keeping it around in case I got an ice cave, but no such thing came to happen. Potions of resistance, I want those. Okay, now would be a good time to find another scroll of acquirements to get more money, so I can buy those potions of resistance because I don't have any, and I don't even have them identified. I have one pip of every resistance, so not having them is not the end of the world, but I would still like to have them. Another scroll blinking, that makes 4. And enchant armor as well. We're gonna buy it. And tele. We're not gonna buy the tele because I have a lot of them. Oh, I have a potion of experience. I'm gonna wait until I level up to 19 to drink it. I think that I just got that recently, that potion of experience. Enchant armor on the gold skills. 37 armor class. Manual of fighting. Hold on. Oh, I accidentally opened the holoblades. Well, that's gonna be fun. You know, the one character that really doesn't need anything from the holoblades accidentally opened the holoblades. And yeah, when I mean the one character that really doesn't need anything, I truly, absolutely mean it. Oh wow, it's broken too. That's pretty lame. Some doors maybe should be completely unbreakable. Yeah, this character could maybe want an evening star, but the thing is that I already have one, so I really do not need anything from the holoblades. But what I do need is this manual of fighting. It's gonna make it really, really quick for me to get 27 fighting the moment that I have the money to buy it. Yeah, that looks like maybe I just sit here and throw stuff at them until they die or reach me in melee. At which point I would be meleeing them. No, I got confused. You can throw stuff when you're confused? Huh. I guess. Why did I even get confused anyway? I have willpower. Oh, that's not good. Okay, let's try to kill these guys as soon as possible. Okay, no damnation, no damnation. Oh boy, no damnation. No, stop that. Oh boy, 99 damage. I'm glad that I am an ogre, and I do not have to fear for my life. Well, I am fearing for my life, but I am glad that I'm not dead after taking 99 damage, is what I'm trying to say. That was pretty nasty. Yeah, I tried to kill the summoners as soon as possible, because that's what you do when you are fighting multiple fiends. But it was unfortunately impossible. I only managed to kill one, and the other one summoned 3 greater demons. I think that it's cheating that it can summon 3 greater demons. I can only summon 1 of most of my summons. Why can you summon 3 of the most likely most powerful summon that any monster gets? And to have all 3 of them be ones too, that was nasty. 2 fiends and a tsitsi mitul. It was really, really rough. I immediately have to blink away from that one. Come on, don't kill me before I can drink my potion of experience. Okay, that's fine. I went for the heal wounds there because I wanted to get out of the damnation range, and then if it didn't go for damnation, I could use scroll fogu while being at relative safety. I'm pretty sure that I can throw stuff in that direction. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna throw some jabs. That killed the summoner. Now I have to deal with the annihilator. But I can silence it. Okay, I'm sure, or I wouldn't be very surprised if I was fighting very close to. Wow, seriously, double crystal spear. Um, if I was fighting very close to the entrance to the vault. Okay, I'm glad that that didn't kill me anyway, but I should have blinked over here for obvious reasons. Um, Scroll of summoning would be pretty good here, or scroll of butterflies. Oh wow, okay, things are getting pretty bad pretty quickly. Should probably haste a hero. Okay, I guess that we can just abandon the idea of going into the treasure trove. 4 exclamation marks on that deep elf death mage. Pretty good. Okay. Things were going well until I got hit by so much damnation. Was it 3 damnations? Man, that was crazy. That was crazy. Only Brimstone Fiends and TT Mime. Um, oh, I got Torment and then double damnation, or is that what happened? Or Torment and 1 damnation? Torment and 1 damnation is what happened. Yeah, no wonder I took so much damage in a single turn. That was pretty scary. That's the closest that I have gotten to death with this character. Fortunately, we emerged victorious regardless. Master Archer could be very difficult for me to kill, but fortunately it is not. Another Master Archer. I'll come back when I am at full HP. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm fighting the entirety of the bolt now. This guy just tried to banish me with a 6%. I'm glad that it didn't happen because, you know, we're no strangers to getting banished at low percent chance to getting banished. At least I can say that I have not gotten paralyzed by low chance of getting paralyzed in recent times. It has happened before, and it has happened on stream even, but it is very, very uncommon, fortunately. I still think that the chances of that happening should be absolutely zero because getting paralyzed kills you. Orb of Light. Okay, I was wondering why there was a random halo there, but I'm glad to see that it's an Orb of Light and not Menace or something messed up. Oh, I leveled up to 19. Let's drink this. Armor. Cool. Alrighty. Oh, it's gonna. The Blade Master is gonna get revived by these things. I despise that. You know, if I had Ice Blast, I could use Ice Blast to get rid of the Lost Souls. One of Roots doesn't do that. Oh. Okay, the Lost Soul fades away. Let's get rid of this guy. Now let's get rid of this guy. Another Titsimito. Stop summoning stuff. Yeah, like, it blows my mind that they're summoning the most powerful things that they can summon. It's pretty unlucky for me, I would say. Yeah, I was indeed fighting right next to the entrance of the vault, which is, of course, one of the ones that have multiple entrances. So exactly the thing that makes me dislike those is what happened this time. You can be fighting normally and then you just see wave after wave of high-level enemies coming at you, trying really hard to kill you, and being perfectly capable of achieving such a feat, to be completely honest. Look at that Darflail, that's really good. Um, Noticeable Darflail. It's like the opposite of the Darflail that I was using early on. Because it's Vamp instead of being Holy Rat, I mean. Again, another Sitsimitu. Tina's Tremor Stones. Oh, summon the Hell Sentinel. Yep, kill it before the Hell Sentinel does nasty stuff. I think that Hell Sentinels are not that bad of a summon, because they don't have Torment at least. They have Damnation, but it's the Damnation that requires Line of Fire. So if you're next to its summoner, it's not gonna do it. Or it's most likely not gonna do it. They can, demons can hurt their summoners, but they don't do it all the time. They don't just ignore their summoners. Okay, pretty interesting. Elf 3 wasn't that difficult. It did come pretty close to killing me in one occasion, but other than that, we were able to emerge victorious. Pretty much no fights that I was getting into knowingly were fights that I was in danger of losing. Okay, I did get some scrolls of acquirement, which is really nice. I wanted them precisely for that manual of fighting. Double willpower. Ooh, I like that ring a lot. Double willpower and slay. I kinda want it, but I also don't really have a use for it because I don't have any good negative willpower items that I want to equip. I have decided that the shield that I was carrying was not really that great. But if I find another ring or another item that has minus willpower, I would love to use this ring of the invisible hand. For now, at least, I can go and buy my manuals of fighting. Huh. This guy's shop is, or like this guy's name is White Tooth. White Tooth, I guess. It's a good time to remind you that you should consider subscribing to my YouTube if you haven't already. I would appreciate it if you did. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers since the day I started uploading stuff to the YouTube. Okay, now I'm gonna train fighting until the manual runs out and I hit 27, whichever happens first. Let's go do bolts now. Yeah, I told you, when you get a good character, you get a good character. And you also go blazing through the game, blazingly fast. You blaze through the game. I have the resistance, I'm not afraid of these guys. I do not want that anymore. So we can get rid of these, and these, and these, and these, because it increased its price, and this. Yeah, not interested in any of the items that were there anymore. Got marked. 18%. Yeah, I guess that's not unexpected. They definitely do like to do that a lot. Tele, because I can. Because I have a million. Don't even need to walk away or like try to avoid that because I was a pretty high HP. I just didn't think that I was gonna survive such a lengthy battle in an open area. I think that after the stream ends, I'm gonna watch the new episode of Vinland Saga that just released. I've been purposefully holding on reading the manga because I wanted to see the second season of the anime, but I think that after that I might just give in and read the manga. Since who knows when they're gonna animate season 3, if they're gonna do that at all. Enchant weapon, give me that. Cancellation I also want. But that's it. Yeah, we don't need more than that. Fully enchanted heavy demon whip. Alrighty, how much damage is it dealing? 53. Cool. My next level up will obviously go towards strength. These guys are scary enough for me to want to use hero, but not hero finesse. Maybe I should have used only finesse actually. Yeah, they're kind of roughing me up a bit. I lost about 140 HP in that fight with 44 armor class and a shield. So yeah, most characters would have been in a pretty rough spot. But fortunately, I am an ogre with defenses, so I don't have to fear that. It's so strange. Like, it really is an uncommon thing for me to be in the receiving end of. Normally, when I play Ogre, it's not that enjoyable, or at least normally, I mean, in the last couple of versions. Um, but this time, this has been great. And it's also going pretty fast, because I also had a pretty good time with the Ogre that I played the other day, the Ogre Mage, but it took me like 5+ hours to finish it. This one is not gonna take me 5+ hours. I'm either gonna die or win before 3 hours and a half, maybe. I don't know um, how long it's been since I started this character. 2 hours, okay. Yeah, die or win before 3 hours and a half seems about right. Maybe even before 3 hours if I get a bit lucky. Mm. And it used to be that winning before 2 hours took me very long, even with melee characters. I think that when winning before 4 hours was a thing for me, or like winning in at least 4 hours was a thing for me, I mean, I won more because I played more slowly and more carefully, and now I don't particularly do that very often. So yeah, but one thing has still been constant, and that is that whenever I am playing characters like this one, I can just squeeze all the value out of them and actually win them without a lot of difficulty because of the way that I make characters. I make them so that they are in the least amount of dangerous situations possible, pretty much. I already have one of those. We don't need any more cloaks of preservation. I need that this guy doesn't banish me. Yeah, there we go. Need this guy not to banish me. So how was with your weekends? As for myself, my weekends were okay. I didn't go anywhere on Saturday because I slept like 2 hours and I woke up and I was unable to go back to sleep. So I knew that I was eventually gonna crash in the middle of the day, which is precisely what happened, and that's why I didn't feel like going outside. Um, and then on Sunday I did go out and see my family, as I've been doing on Sundays, as I used to do when I was younger. Mm, I stopped doing it for quite a while, for about 15 years. Maybe 15 years is a bit of an exaggeration. More like 12 years I stopped doing it. I stopped going to visit them frequently. I only went on special occasions. And then with my uncle's thing, I was like, do I really want that to be what I do? Especially since my uncle and her wife got two daughters, which are my cousins, and I didn't really know them a lot. So I figured that it was probably a good idea for me to start going there more and like getting to know them and like letting them know that I'm here for them whenever they need anything, and that kind of thing. Just show appreciation. So yeah, and I am very glad that I decided to do that because I also have come to really like them both as people. Like I think that even if they were not my cousins, I would still like to hang out with them because they are like pretty cool people. Yeah. Mm. It is very nice when you have multiple reasons to like your family. Um, Can't really say that about all of my family members, but I am very glad that I can say that about them, which are pretty close to me now. Mm, yeah, on Monday, I was also gonna talk about that. Normally I would stream on Mondays, of course, but this time it didn't happen because I went outside and did some stuff. The stuff that I would normally do on a Saturday, I did on Monday, because I didn't get to do anything on a Saturday. And I wanted to eat some buffet. Like I've been getting into eating Chinese food buffet a lot. Whenever I'm really craving Chinese food, I just go to a buffet and get my fill, and then that sates me for a while. Um, yeah, and I think it is okay because it's not like I'm doing it on a daily basis. Of course not. That would be too expensive. Um, so I just do it every now and then, like once a month or so. Sounds about right. And yeah, I enjoy it. Mm. The other day when I was getting my cousin, the one that is in the US, to buy the Steam Deck, um, I told him about the buffet. Like he's gonna come here to Mexico City in a couple of months. So I'm gonna take him in a tour of Chinese food buffets. And I'm gonna take him first to the absolute lowest of the low one, the one that's like $3. um, and then I'm gonna take him to the good ones because there's a lot of Chinese food buffets here in Mexico City. Mm, lots of them in downtown. That cursor school is kinda annoying. Yeah, I'm not sure that I like this position. It's gonna torment me to death if I don't teleport. Well, I was going to teleport. I think that I can duel now, and first time that I duel anything in this game. Hmm. Maybe I should have used Potion of 3, but it's fine. I ended up winning the fight anyway. Okay, I would like to say that the game threw me an easy ball this time. Yeah, this time the game was very, very pleasant. You know, one of my biggest frustrations of Crawl, and yeah, this is not really that much of an issue. One of my biggest frustrations in Crawl is when I don't have very good resistances on my character because there's random monsters that just deal nuclear amounts of damage for who knows what reason. Um, yeah, I gotta get rid of that warden who banished me. Hello, Railbird. Thank you for stopping by. I am playing Crawl. And despite the fact that this looks kind of scary, it's not really that scary. I think that I am perfectly capable of beating these guys. Um, as you can see, I have an Ogre, which has 44 armor class, which, yeah, it's a very nice thing. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that was a bit too much for me to take on in the open. No wonder that it almost got me killed. I had to use heal wounds. So yeah, my prospects of stacking heal wounds are never gonna be realized, but that's perfectly fine. We really don't have any issues with that. What could I really get from the treasure trove that I don't already have? Like I have almost everything that I could possibly wish for with this character. It is that good. Okay, I got 21 shields. That helps with my offense as well as with my defense because it increases um, my attack speed a bit. Yeah, I'm getting 0.7, 0.8, sometimes 0.9, but it is pretty rare. Um, do I have any tower shields? I have a tower shield of protection. That looks good. I would like to switch to that. The penalties shouldn't really be that different compared to what I have right now. Okay. Okay, tower shield of protection. So we take off the kite shield and we put on the tower shield and we gain a fair amount of shield stats. Pretty good. And my attack speed, I mean, it's pretty much the same situation that I was in when I was using the kite shield at 15 skill. Yeah, we're pretty much in exactly the same spot. It's fine. I think that I can get to 27 shields maybe. I think that it's more likely that I get 20 throwing before that. Maybe I should get more armor for the gold skills too. But getting more armor is gonna be expensive. Let's go back to bolts. We're not gonna do bolts 5 with this character. I think that I'm just gonna get the Abyss rune. The issue is that I already got banished to Abyss 4, so not Abyss 3. I don't like being in Abyss 4. Beyond Abyss 3 it gets pretty hairy. It's pretty complicated. Okay, more large rocks. Gonna buy these scrolls of teleport because feeling like I'm running low on them. Enchant the gold skills. Plus 9 gold skills. Okay. Yep, one of those funny trap bolts where you open the door and you get in and immediately a bolt warden traps you in. It's not that unfair because at least it was not an open area, it was a one tile corridor, so there was nothing there to be feared. I am really tempted to buy this cloak because it could be a cloak of willpower or so, and I would maybe be interested, maybe. I don't think it's gonna be that much of a necessity. A cloak of willpower. Fortunately, I have a good amount of willpower already. I have one source and I'm also an ogre. So as long as I level up to 24, 25 before going into SOT, we're gonna be okay when it comes to willpower. I sure am glad that Frost Hearts don't do that thing anymore, where they just ignore half of your armor class when they're doing that thing, because that was pretty bad. And it was not even a bug, that was how they used to be. Oh, this guy is mighty, no wonder I'm dying. Yeah, we retail him. Plus 4 hat of fortitude, 3 strength, 4 dexterity. My hat is a hat of willpower, so we cannot really replace it for this, which is pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty great hat, but it's not as good as a hat of willpower. Yeah, and I think we need the ring of evasion. I think that we might just stick with that for the rest of the game, because I'm kind of unnerved to have 2 evasion. In fact, let me inspect the gold skills. Combat rating 23. Yeah, we have 27 strength. Why is it only 2 evasion? Must be because I don't really have a lot of armor skill, but it's gonna be very difficult for me to acquire that. After all, I have -2 armor. Maybe I will find a manual of armor eventually, and if I find one, I will for sure use it, just as I use a manual of fighting. I'm thinking that maybe I should just get 27 fighting already. Yeah, sure. I'll just finish training vocations to 10 to, get some value out of my experience of Okawaru, and then I'll train that. Alrighty, that was it for Bolts 4. We're not doing Bolts 5. Well, I could do Crypt and I could do Depths. Do I want to do Crypt? No. Let's go do Depths. I have already done D15, so... Or like, I have already done Elves, I meant, so no need for me to go there. I have 1 pip of every resistance and 267 HP, so I think that I am more than qualified enough to go here. Normally I would like multiple pips of every resist, or like of fire resistance at least, for SOD, but I think that I can get away with having only 1 pip of fire resistance. With 43 armor class and 267 HP, yeah. It allows me to play so recklessly. Look at this, I've lost so much HP already, but I'm still above 3 digits, so whatever. Okay. The battle of the guys that throw large rocks, and I win. Lots of shamans. I wonder why there were so many shamans. Shamans are pretty scary when they come supported by a bunch of normal trolls. But a bunch of shamans is not particularly that scary. So yeah. What do you think about characters like this one? Do you prefer to see me struggle with characters that are pretty awful or pretty difficult in one way or another, or do you prefer it when I have like pretty much free wins like this one? Mm, and yeah, I knew it from the very beginning. If I got to the point where I could wear these gold scales, I was gonna win, and so here we are. We're at a point in the game where if I die, it's directly a result of a big mistake of mine, and not because of the game hosting me or an accumulation of small mistakes. For example, killing me through attrition, a lack of blinking, for example. I don't think we have to fear that. Hello, Inon. Yeah, we're playing an ogre. Like when I have interesting decisions to make good character or not. Would you say that I have interesting decisions to make on this character? Because that's also something that I was thinking of. If a character is too easy, there's less decisions to make when it comes to combat because my character is just powerful enough to press tab and win. Um, and when it comes to building the character too, there's not that many decisions to make if you just have really, really good stuff from the very beginning. This is kind of nasty. Let's use 10 of Tremor Stones. Gets rid of the Hellion because Hellions are scary because of the damnation, but they're not that tanky or anything or damaging other than damnation. So you can kill them very easily. This one seems pretty straightforward. You have been doing things in other tabs and not paying attention for the most part. Understandable and agreeable. Hopefully tomorrow's character will get more difficult for me. Lots of stuff here. And the only thing that I would get is a smoking grove that I wouldn't even use. So we're not opening that. That vault used to not have translucent doors. It used to have statues to indicate, hey, this is a box full of dangerous enemies. I'm glad that it got changed into having ruined doors, so that at least you know what you would be fighting against and what you would be getting. Yeah, I also don't like to experience pure suffering. I like it when I have characters that are competent but still require me to, put in a little bit of effort. Those are the characters that take between 4 and 5 hours for me. More often than not, those are not melee characters. I feel like with melee characters it's very swingy. I either find what I need to find and I just blow through the game, or I don't and I end up dying in a battle of attrition. Yeah, the bad melee characters, I would say, are really, really bad. As opposed to the bad mages, where, like, if you're a bad mage, at least you have Behemoth, and Behemoth will eventually provide you with Firestorm, and then you can just use Firestorm and win the game. The thing is surviving until that point. Yeah, I also think that spellcasters are more powerful than melee characters. On the other hand, the melee characters are more fast than mages. So if my objective is to win one character, then call it a night. Melee character is the way to go, for sure. I also feel like in the last 2 years or so, I've been streaming for 3 years. Oh wow, look at that! I got teleported into a trap room. Huh? Huh? Curious. Okay. I have digging, but still, that was funny. I don't think that rooms like that are supposed to be able to generate. That was hilarious. The funniest part about that is that there was a monster in there. So that means that monster just generated there. Yeah, it's pretty rare. I wonder if it should be a thing that I should bug report. Mm, mm, okay. So as confident as I have been with this character, there is still one kind of monster that can ruin my day. Fortunately, it's very rare, and that would be monsters with draining attacks. Those would not be good to see in excess because I don't have resistance to negative. It's the one resistance that I don't have. Um, but other than that, we're perfectly fine. A demon whip. Another demon whip on the floor. A one-way gate into the infinite horrors of the abyss. We don't need to go there yet. We might have to go there for rune number 3. The other day I saw a clip from Particle Face that did slime as a melee character really, really easily, but I don't remember the strategy that was used. I feel like it would be a good thing to have right now for maybe this character. Okay, that kite shield only had 5 dexterity. We're not really doing dexterity stuff, so I don't particularly care. After the 20 throwing, I'll get dodging. Yeah, we are going to get 8 dodging after the 20 throwing. Um, As it is right now, like I'm throwing things very well, so I don't need the 20 throwing that badly, but I definitely want it for 1.0 delay on the rocks. Even if I had the 20 throwing, however, I would still not have 1.0 delay because unfortunately the shield also ruins my attack speed with throwables. So not only does it affect melee, it also affects my throwables. Pretty much affects everything that I am doing for damage dealing purposes. Okay, a Deva. Oh, it was guarding the altars of the good gods. I was expecting way more angels there. So yep. I have to say that this demon whip of this heavy demon whip. I was gonna say demon whip of heavy. Um, it definitely has my seal of approval. I think that it is pretty good and respectable as an endgame weapon. And I would definitely use it again. I don't know if I would go out of my way to use it. I wouldn't probably never reroll for Borball on a Demon Whip. But if I happen to get heavy on a Demon Whip, I wouldn't have the negative reaction that I originally had when I got it this time. Need a corridor. That's no corridor. Okay, this is fine. I can just sit here and get rid of these guys. Yep, fighting all of that in the open would have been kind of annoying. And the level didn't seem to generate corridors, so I had to make one myself. Yeah, even with that, I still lost a bit over half of my HP. Fortunately, losing half of my HP with this character is a rather slow process, since I have so much armor class and HP. So I can see it coming. It kind of feels like Rift Wizard in a sense. Um, Rift Wizard, I mean, when only a few monsters can hit you. Because Rift Wizard, when the entire level can hit you, you can die really, really quickly in that game. Mm. Okay, more bands of monsters that really would make me wish I had a corridor. Um, that was kinda scary. I took a lot of damage there, about 170 damage. Man, it really makes me enjoy Crawl so much when I have a character like this one that I can be like, oh yeah, I took 170 damage and things are still alright because the character is kind of, it's a melee ogre with a lot of armor class, so taking that much damage is not something that happens in the blink of an eye, and and even if I take that much damage, I'm still in good enough shape to continue fighting and win fights without having to use too many consumables. It really is cool. Hmm. Okay, so the entirety of this game, very blessed with gear. I have only found five blinking, one of which I used to not die in elf in that one occasion where I was fighting a demonologist, and it's three greater demons. I need to get a third room from somewhere, and that is going to be the Abyss, because I don't want to do Bolts 5. I think that I could probably do Bolts 5, but I like doing the Abyss better. It is unfortunately Abyss 4. I would have preferred Abyss 3, but at least it saves me the trouble of going down from Abyss 1 to Abyss 3. I see a lurking horror. That's gonna be annoying. Gonna have to drink a potion of 3 to not get tormented here. Okay, lots of monsters. I'll be surprised that with Potion of 3 I still have a good amount of HP. Um, but I have weakness to cold. Like, oh yeah, I should probably get rid of that. Lots of ancient zymes. Those are super bad. Let me get rid of my mutations because I don't want to have weakness to cold. I also don't want to have frailness. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. At least for now, that is. Obviously, the transient mutations from wretched stars are really annoying. So I think that the Abyss is just throwing out millions of its most annoying enemies. Wretched stars and ancient zymes and lurking horrors. Yeah, those are definitely the worst. I especially dislike ancient zymes because something like this happens when I feel like, okay, I have regen. So I have had regen the whole game, and I end fights with good HP. And it turns out that I don't have the ability to heal anymore because of the ancient Zyme sickness. So yeah, I cannot drink potions. Oh, that sucks. Did I get that literally the same turn that it triggered? or what happened there? Yeah, it literally happened. The same turn that I got minus potion, I got the minus potion status effect at 30 HP. That's extremely nasty. What I can do, however, is do the thing. It's too not worthy to be dueled. Seriously, but the Hellhawks are? Okay. Yeah, I thought like you would think that those would be the ones that can duel. The Wretched Stars are pretty scary. I don't think that they should ever be marked as anything below dangerous because they are dangerous. They are something you need to prioritize. Um, okay, we're gonna be drinking ambrosia here. We didn't get spiders, so we don't have that many of them, but it's perfectly fine. I'm gonna drink another one. Probably a bit greedy. No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, get me out. And we reshuffle the abyss because when you get out of the arena and you go back into the abyss reshuffles. Good way to escape from a really nasty position if you need to do so. Mm. Found some downstairs. We don't want downstairs. I also don't want to be sick. I would like to wait that out. You know, if I could, this game just has infinite amounts of ancient Simes in it. Maybe I should not be doing the Abyss. If I find an exit, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna do something else. Yeah, those irresistible debuff every turn, not dangerous. Both Ancient Simes and Wretched Star should never be marked as anything less than dangerous. Only for the purposes of Okawaru dueling. Hmm. Can I do something invisible? You can't see the monster there to do. Okay. I feel like I'm getting pretty close to dying here. I don't like this. Yeah, okay, I think that I would be better off in Bolts 5. Not gonna lie. The teleport will take forever to trigger. I think that if I want to teleport, I need to blink away into the Profane Servitor. I wonder if I can beat this guy with 45 HP and no healing. I probably can't. Probably can't. On the other hand, I am very curious to see what happens if I duel and then I teleport. Like, will I be? Do I have a chance to land in the side of the spectators? Because I'm not sure that you can teleport in the arena, and even if you are, I'm not sure if it can land you in the side of the spectators. But that would be a curious thing to check out. Ouch, big damage. Um, ooh, I want that. Do I want to? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? This guy's confused or petrifying. Um, I think that I am going to read another tele to cancel the tele. Then I'm gonna try to walk over there. This is so awful. Yeah, I think that a big issue here is the fact that I'm not healing with my regen. Because being in the Abyss is being permanently sick. Man, that sucks. Yeah, I would say that I got unlucky with the Abyss. There were just too many instances of Wretched Stars and Ancient Zymes. Let's go do something else then. Bolt 5. Yeah, also kind of unlucky that I got banished straight into Abyss 4. I think that if I hadn't gotten banished into Abyss 4, if I had gotten banished into Abyss 3, I would have been okay, maybe. The level doesn't have any way to access it other than... the run is starting to crumble apart. I can tell you that. And it is not very nice. Teleport, immolation. Hello Gary, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I am playing Crawl. I have an Ogre with gold scales and things are going wrong now because I had the gold scales very early. So pretty much everything until now has been pretty easy. Am I locked in? I'm not locked in. I think that I maybe should not be. Okay. I lost minus a scroll. I still have some of my bad mutations, unfortunately. Scarf of Resistance and Stealth. It's literally a Scarf of Resistance, right? Yeah, it is. I like that, but I like... no, I like this more than I like Resistance to Corrosion. But I like the Armor class. I like the Armor class. I cannot say no to the Armor class. I was doing the Abyss, yes. Lots of transient mutations. Um, I tried to do the Abyss as my third rune. It didn't really work out. And now I am trying to do Volts 5. So, okay, we're fine now. Oh, I got Berserkitis as a transient mutation. Ah. Yeah, maybe doing the mutations encrypt, like getting rid of mutations encrypt was the correct thing to do. But they're gone now. Like it doesn't take that much experience to get rid of all of them. It's just that getting rid of them in the Abyss is very difficult. Okay, here finesse time. And we have some jabs. Somewhere around here we have some jabs. Hits the stone giant and shatters for extra damage. I don't need them to shatter for extra damage. I need them to stay to be preserved because they're pretty rare. Oh, I don't have 3 runes. I only have 1 rune. Yeah, I forgot that I didn't do the entirety of Snake 4. Well, I guess we're getting this as rune number 2, and then we shall see if we get Snake. Okay, it's a pretty good thing that my throwing is so good. Let's just get 27 fighting already. Heavy Demon Whip is a great weapon. Yeah, I have come to really appreciate it. It's about as fast as normal weapons, like 0.7 min delay, and it hits as hard as a triple sword, so it's pretty crazy when you have a lot of strength, which this character unfortunately doesn't have. I'm wearing a -5 strength item. Okay, I went for Hero Finesse here because of the Instant Leech. Didn't want to play games against it. Bodies is not that much of an issue. I think that a regular Instant Leech is more scary than bodies. Okay, there we go. Goodbye, bodies. Does bodies say something if he dies while invisible? No. No, bodies doesn't say anything if he dies while invisible. 7% chance to paralyze. Something that will be a bit better the more experience we gain. I just picked up this Ring of Ice that I do not need nor want. So yeah, pretty much the only way for me to wield a Demon Whip is to make it into something that is not a Demon Whip by removing its attack speed. I was looking forward to Electrocution, but then I got Heavy, and I like Heavy. Yeah, Heavy is pretty decent on the Demon Whip. Oh, Manual of Dodging. I said that I was gonna train that. Well, in that case, let's go to 12. I feel like I might be able to get 12 dodging with the manual. I'm glad the game reminded me of that. Hopefully I'll get enough dodging to at least be able to take off my Ring of Evasion and replace it for something else. Okay, yeah. Throwing large rocks is pretty great, as you can see. Deals pretty crazy damage. By the way, I can inspect the damage output of the rocks if I inspect them like this. Damage rating 87. That's a lot of damage. Not as high as I have gotten it. I have gotten it to 100 plus, but still pretty high. Very damaging, much more than most characters melee. I think that I've been getting into throwing a bit more because throwing does retain aspects of old launchers that I liked. You know, limited amounts of ammunition, does not get hosed by you wearing heavy armor. So yeah, if you want to do runs like old launcher runs, just do a throwing character. Maybe I should play Baraki of throwing. Um, the issue is that many characters do not really get the ability to throw large rocks, which are the best throwable, and javelins are pretty rare, so yeah, it's pretty rough. You cannot really emulate the throwing experience of previous versions with you cannot emulate the launcher experience with throwing. That's what I meant. Okay, we got the rune, rune number 2. Yeah, this was way easier than the Abyss for this character. Let's go do Snake 4 finally for my third rune, and then we can just win the game. Going through the game very quickly. After that first character, like, it was crazy. I was experience level 4 on D3, I saw another, and I was at full HP when fighting that other 1 versus 1. I had 44 HP, and it killed me. And not only did it kill me, but I also failed to or like I drank 2 potions at random, and the 2 potions were literally heal wounds and curing. First curing, then heal wounds to get rid of the deadly poison, and then heal wounds to heal. So literally the best possible result, and the other still killed me. And with this character, I found another an experience level 2, and I one-shot it pretty much. And like it was the same background and everything. It was just ridiculous amounts of variance. But yeah, Crawl is in my opinion, pretty difficult. Much more difficult than Rift Wizard, but not that difficult. When you get like it is difficult, but you can mitigate the difficulty by like just getting crazy lucky with certain things that the game may give you. For example, this character has got a really good weapon and really good armor. Yeah, I think that it was a Quicksilver Dragon ending. It wasn't really an issue at all. Now that I have 3 runes, let's go do Sot. I experienced level 25, so this looks perfect to me. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I would say that in general, you don't want to see so many purple draconians in the entrance of Sot. Not only because they can do that, but also because they remove your buffs. Need a choke point. Unfortunately, I got Wand of Charming instead of Wand of Paralysis, so there's no hexing the Death Cops, which I absolutely despise. Um, because of that, I think that it would be a good idea to not have that, to not have Charming and Paralysis be like the same item. Things are getting pretty scary here. Yeah, I'm just not killing things fast enough. I got silenced. Man, this salt entrance has been pretty rough. Okay. Yep. Would be much easier if I could hex these. Um, by the way, all my training in dodging has gotten me the massive amount of 2 evasion. Yeah, this is pretty rough. What is up with this entrance? The fact that there were a bunch of draconians here in different like sides of the map too, and then we have some killer clowns and death cops is extremely nasty. Um, I think that maybe we duel this guy. Stop. Wow. Seriously, can I net you? Let's try to net you. Like, I'm at 9 HP here. Okay, I missed with the net twice, despite my 20 throwing. 27 throwing, because... Yeah, missing with a net twice with 27 throwing. Alright. Okay. I have finished my manual of dodging and toss it away. Sure thing. Let me pick up my stuff. And now I am going to drink ambrosia. Okay, going out here with 100 HP. Perfectly reasonable. At least I still have 3 blinkings, so it's not the end of the world. It is still pretty bad, however. I'm pretty much perma-slow here. Yeah, this is not going well. Like, the run is really falling apart for some reason. I have no idea why. Wow, there's another killer clown. So I was fighting 3 killer clowns all this time. I never saw more than 2 on the screen at the same time, so I was under the impression that I was fighting 2. Yikes, I don't like this. I wonder if it's because I don't have that much evasion. That things have been rough. It probably is that. After all, the last couple of times that I have played strong melee characters, they have been evasion-heavy melee characters. But we emerged victorious out of that one, despite my best efforts. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should have gotten killed by the killer clown when I was at 9 HP. But on the other hand, I also think that I got really lucky with a bit too many rolls. Like there were clown pie applications that made me silent, specifically when I was going, like the turn before I was going to use Hero Finesse, I got silenced by a pie that sneaked past through my shield. Like it went through my shield. That's what I mean. Um, so yeah, pretty rough. You splattered a 5-run game in the entrance of Soft 1 the other day. Death Cup with Cursto the moment that you entered. You drank 3 to mitigate torment. The whole level went upon the entrance. Oh, were you marked as well? Maybe it was just a nasty vault meant to trap you into doing exactly that. Mm. Okay, so after that ridiculousness of the entrance, things seem to be going kind of okay. This is significantly more manageable. I didn't get my 27 fighting. Let's just get that first. And after that, I'll just turn on most things. Let me get rid of this guy. Draconian shifters are the most evil Draconians there are. More evil even than Scorchers, which use damnation. Okay, Orb of Fire. Let's try Silver Jabs, because we have those. It is a very powerful option versus Orbs of Fire that I seldom get to highlight. I mean, if I can hit it anyway. The first one hit and dealt good damage, and then after that we have missed 4 times in a row. 5 times in a row. The silver javelin pierces through the Orb of Fire but does no damage. Okay. Alright. Whatever you say, game. The 22 throwing throws a javelin at an Orb of Fire and deals no damage. Okay, I have mastered fighting. Now let's get 12 armor, whatever. And maybe shields, but we want 12 armor. Okay, I think that using finesse here is a pretty good idea. As you can see, I'm just rapid fighting these rocks at 0.5, 0.4 delay. It's kind of crazy. These guys are just dropping like flies. Yeah, it's a good thing too that I have a million rocks to throw, close to 100. Um, oh, but my finesse already ran out. That's a shame. Do I do it again? I feel like I probably shouldn't abuse my piety that much. After all, I'm at 5 pips of piety. I want to have, you know, a good amount of it for SOT 5. Yeah, I really don't get what's up with that bolt that I saw in the entrance of SOT. Killer Clowns and Purple Draconians and Cursed, or like Death Cops. It was pretty bad. Yeah, I think that I only survived because of luck, like straight up because of luck. Wow, it went straight for the SOT trap. Pretty Ruth. You're heavily infused with residual magic. That's red contamination. Yeah, in case you don't know, contamination can go way above yellow. Yeah. Okay. You know what? That's fine. I think that I come out ahead. So when I saw the red contamination, like there was no other option but to drink up potions of cancellation to get rid of that, because otherwise I would have gotten malmutated a bit too much. Oh no. That's kind of bad. Can I evoke things? I can evoke things in pig form. That's cool. I didn't know that you could. Well, that took forever to wear off. I didn't know that it lasted for that long. I don't like fighting next to a sod trap. This is slightly better. Still kind of bad because I'm slow. So let me just go upstairs and get rid of this guy. All three of these are bad. Maybe this is the... No, that's pretty bad. I should probably not go through that one again because of the sod trap. The Berserk Dragons are not that much of an issue, as you can see. I can kill them without buffing. They sure hurt, but it could be way worse. Yeah, it's a shame that all three stairs are here. There's no corridor or anything. This character doesn't really do well in open arena fights, I have noticed. So I need to get a corridor here. Pretty much the only option. Got malmutated by the Orb of Fire. -2 dexterity. Doesn't help a lot, to be completely honest. I would have preferred not to get that. This Orb of Fire got really messed up by silver jabs, you know, the way that it's supposed to. Once again, crawl variants at play. Yeah, that one died super quickly to the silver jabs. Kind of what you would expect from a character that has 22 throwing. Sometimes can get 27 too. Oh, that reminds me that maybe I should just stop training my shields at 22. Because if I really want min delay and no penalties for my shield, I can always get hero, and that gives me 27 shields. In that case, what do we train now? Maybe armor and dodging. I mean, what else is there for me to train? Armor and dodging. Been losing a lot of rocks, but it's perfectly okay. I mean, after all, we are at a point in the game where rocks are meant to be used, and there's not that much game left, so I can just use whatever rocks I have left. When I entered here, I had 93 rocks. Now I have 80. I just got some from Okawaru, but still. It's not dropping fast enough that I feel like I won't be having enough for SOT 5. Of course, I'm already in SOT 4. So everything is fine. Yep, can lose stack of rocks at this point. It doesn't matter. Oh, BB. BB while I'm slow is not good. Let's try Mind Burst on these. Okay, I one-shot the... Well, I didn't one-shot the Death Cove. It was already almost destroyed. But I think BB is definitely worth it to use Hero Finesse against. Big boy damage on BB with my weapon. There we go. We kill BB with melee. Okay, Mind Burst on the Death Cove. I'm a bit surprised that you can Mind Burst Death Coves. Like, they look like something that would be unaffected by it because it's mindless, but they're not mindless somehow. The Draconian Scorcher is in the perfect position where I cannot hit it with the jabs unless I directly want to target it. Okay, I directly target it once and it moves forward, so now I can target other things. There we go. Careful with this Annihilator. I don't have that much HP. I say that while having 185 HP, but still, you know what I mean. In terms of percentage of max HP, it's not that high. What do we have here? A Naga Monk of Chebriados. I wonder why it is a Chebriados worshipper and a bolt that's kind of like designed for a Jiva worshipper. It even has a Jiva altar. Jiva is too good, so there were no Jiva ghosts to be put in that vault. That sounds about right. I don't think that I've ever lost a Jiva run. Um, let's see. I have 70% win rate with Jiva in 10 games. To be completely fair, I did have some games before the rework because I have some games from 2021. I'm pretty sure the rework happened at the end of 2021. So, so yeah, those are probably the deaths. I don't really remember the last time that I lost a Jiva character. Um, they're that good. Yeah, if I ever make another Goth tier list, which is unlikely, um, because I have grown to kind of dislike that kind of content, um, I would probably rank Jiva very, very highly, like almost the highest. And Ashensari, unfortunately, the most recent nerfs of Ashensari like directly targeted the thing that made Ashensari amazing, which was that at 1 pip of piety, you didn't have to worry about exploration traps for the rest of the game. Now they are still a thing until 4 pips of piety, which takes forever to get with Ashensari. Takes lots of curses to be able to get to 4 pips of piety. Mm, which in my opinion is pretty bad. Like that nerf was very intentionally targeted at making Ashensari less crazy strong from the very beginning of the game. This is pretty annoying. There's too many dudes. Um, I need some jabs for this job. Yeah, jabs are made for this. I wish jabs weren't so rare. I have gone through the entirety of a 3-rune run, losing like 2 or 3 jabs, and I still only have 6. Um, ouch. Okay, endless draconians, it seems. Too many draconians, and I wasn't even marked or anything. It's just randomly large amounts of draconians here. We're still not done with the invisible monster. I think it's a black draconian knight. It's obviously a draconian knight, I suppose, because that's the only a monster. That's the only draconian that goes invisible. It's also got its breath weapon that it's constantly hitting me with. Yikes. Kind of annoying. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, finally, yeah. I didn't want to use hero or finesse for this. Maybe I should have done it much earlier. If I was gonna do it anyway. Okay, there's a ghost moth too. That is right next to me. I'm just gonna tap it. Okay, can I please stop and get back to full HP? That was crazy. It was really a crazy large amount of monsters in a corridor too, and they still almost killed me. I should not be training dodging. It's not getting me anywhere. It is a colossal waste of experience to be training dodging. Even with my training of dodging earlier, I still cannot take off the ring of evasion because if I do, I go down to 6 evasion, which in my opinion is not enough. Doesn't help a lot that I also have -2 dexterity. Probably with the dexterity that I don't have, I would have a bit more evasion. But not that much, not that much. Okay, back to Pips of Piety. At least the large amount of monsters that I've had to fight here has had an upside for me. Okay, let me see at the bolts. No alarm traps, and also the 2 longs are blocked by blink traps, so this is gonna be horrendous. Before going in, because we're gonna go in. Haste, only resistance. I have 2 potions of resistance in the shop in Elf. I'll go back for those, maybe. Probably not. Hello, Star Polemic. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. You kinda want your god to help you ASAP. Explosion traps aren't as much of a threat when you're 4 pips. Yeah, pretty much. Like, they're at their most dangerous in the very early parts of the game. But now that you get the immunity to exploration traps at 4 pips of piety, yeah, I don't know if they're useful at all anymore. Or like if it is useful at all anymore. That's horrendous. It's so dangerous to do what I just have to do. Yeah, having to blink in into a bolt that has more blink traps is so bad because like things can get out of control really quickly. Fortunately, the blinking in process wasn't that miserable this time. But yeah, like I think that I may have spoken too soon. Yep, that's more like it. Um, mm, 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 think that this deserves hero. Where else am I going to use hero if not on literally the final fight of the game? Might, I have 8 of those. 2 orbs of fire come into view. Okay, finesse. Finesse is also the correct thing to go for here. 0.3 attack delay I saw on my demon with 0.3. My damage rating is 62. Not bad. And I also have might, so I should really destroy these orbs of fire. Oh, I have resistance. Do I not have resistance? I don't. Okay, maybe I should get resistance, since I only have 1 pip of resistance to fire. I'm gonna try to kill the Dread Lich first, because it has paralysis, and that could kill me. Okay, his haste is about to run out, but it's fine, since I have finesse, and finesse is better than haste. I got frailness. I gotta get rid of that. Wow, that's worthless. Okay, I'm trying to kill the Lich, but it really is resisting. Shoutitis. Oh, maybe I should have killed the Orb of Fire. It's almost destroyed after all. At least the Orb of Fire destroyed an Ancient Lich for me. Okay, that's cancer. But there's not much that I can do about it. At least I didn't get like I think that I already fought off most of the guys that were in here anyway, so I think that I'm probably safe, even though I just got blinked into a pretty bad spot. Okay. So yeah, Brett, if you're still here, I saw your thing about the tortilla prices and how that was a good price for tortillas where you are. That's really horrendously overpriced set of tortillas. Just for context, um, in Mexico, like handmade tortillas are a bit pricier than machine-made tortillas, um, but they're not that pricey. In Mexico, you can get them for 1 peso each, roughly. You get paid quite a bit. Oh, that's definitely nice. Um, it's expensive there, yeah, very expensive, crazy expensive, I would say, absurdly expensive, ridiculously expensive. Um, so yeah, 1 peso each in Mexico, and I know because a couple of years ago, I often bought some handmade tortillas for personal consumption when I was working with the accountants. There was this place where they made soup. It was not really what you would think of when you think of a soup kitchen, because it was like an establishment that sold soup to people and other stuff as well. But their main thing was soup. Consomme is called in Spanish, which is like a soup with chicken broth pretty much. Not pozole. Pozole is a bit more elaborate. It's like a tier higher than chicken soup. Mm. By the way, I'm having pozole when the stream ends because we were making pozole earlier today, but we had to start a bit later than usual because it was kind of a gas leak, but in the sense like, well, it was literally a gas leak, but it was not as bad as you would think. It was just like a hose in our gas tank was corroded, so I have to replace it. Mm, and then that delayed the process of making the pozole a bit because you have to boil it for a couple of hours and stuff. But it's done. So as soon as I end this, one way or another, I'm gonna have some pozole. So even if I die in this position, which is looking pretty bad, it's gonna be okay. Cancellation, my last one. Well worth it. Now, also gonna read teleport because everything that was going to go towards me is still gonna go towards me. And yep, I think that my mistake there was not reading Fogo first. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I'm gonna try to jump into that teleport trap. I wish I had resistance for the Orbs of Fire. Wouldn't be the first time that I die to Orbs of Fire because I only have one pip of fire resistance. Mm, I was also thinking of equipping a Ring of Fire resistance for the Orbs of Fire, but I don't think that I can really afford to do it because I need a Ring of the Tortoise for my armor class. Do I need it? I have 40 armor class. I think that I am more protected from that by equipping a Ring of Fire resistance. Yeah, things were getting pretty bad there for a second. I'm a bit surprised that I managed to survive all of that. By the way, the first free Ring of Fire resistance that I found is in SOT 2, so sure. Okay, goodbye Ring of the Tortoise. Hello, Ring of Fire Resistance. Now I have 2 pips of fire resistance. Great Mexican place near you in Atlanta had great pozole. You had to get it before they sold out for the day. Yeah, like, once I am done with the stream, I'm gonna post a picture in the food channel in my Discord. So you see like the amount of pozole that we make when we make pozole, because like pozole takes a lot of time to make, but fortunately it's not a lot of hands-on time. So the way that you can do it is just you just like put it there and it cooks itself, and then once it's done, and you just turn it off and wait for it to get a bit colder, and then you serve it, and that's it. Um, but we make big rations because we can just put it in the fridge and like keep it for like a whole week or more than that. It's great. Um, yeah, it saves you a lot of time if you cook pozole, and it's also extremely tasty. I would recommend it to everyone. Okay, we got experience level 27, and I have a million bad mutations. I still have a million bad mutations. Okay, we got robust one. 350 HP Ogre passing through. Um, cool. Let's see how little HP I end up with at the end of this. Basically, if you walk dogs for 1 hour, you get paid $45. That's crazy. Like, I have never had a job that pays more than that per day. So, yeah, like I have had jobs that pay less than that per day and like well-paid jobs as far as Mexican wages go. So, like that, there's definitely quite a disparity in terms of wages earned, specifically in that area compared to here. Mm. That makes some people here want to go to the US like badly. I personally don't really have that issue because I don't really have many material desires. Um, I also know that like it's probably not the greatest thing ever to live there in the US. Like for example, you guys don't have any respectable public transportation, whereas in Mexico City, if I want to go anywhere, I have the metro, and I can just ride the metro and get anywhere I want to go. I want to go in an hour. Um, I don't think that such a thing would be possible for me in the U.S. without owning a car, which is pretty bad for multiple reasons. Not only do I not want to drive, I also don't want to, burn gas, and I also don't want to buy a car because that entails probably going into debt and stuff. Yeah, pretty rough, pretty rough. I am glad that I don't have to be in that kind of position. You just have a bike. I also would like to be able to use a bike here in Mexico, not gonna lie. But there's just too many cars in Mexico City. I feel like there's some people that do use their bike as their main means of transportation. Like I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh yesterday in Mexico City. I went to play a tournament and to have buffet, and unfortunately the tournament ended a bit too late, and I didn't get to eat buffet. But one of the dudes that was in the top tables was talking about how he made 25 minutes from Mixcoac to downtown Mexico City, which yeah, it is quite lengthy of a trip. I don't know if I would make it in 25 minutes in train in metro, and he did it in his bike. Mm, so yeah, that definitely sounds pretty nice. If I could ride a bike without fearing for my own safety, I would probably do it because it sounds cool and it is a good way to cardio and going places for free essentially. You know, um, the only expense that you have is whatever if you food you need to eat. And if I'm gonna go eat buffet anyway, well, yeah, it explains itself. Here in Chicago, you have great public transport. Oh, I've heard that Chicago is one of the few cities in the U.S. that does have good public transport. The U.S. has the metro system, which, yeah, I would like to ride it. Unfortunately, I think that I miss my chance of ever going to Mexico or to New York specifically, because my cousin was in New York in Rochester, but he's already like he's moving to Georgia for his doctorate mm, in a couple of months. He got a pretty good offer in Georgia. Um, but what was he? What the thing that convinced him? Yeah, that's the way to put it. The thing that convinced him to go to Georgia was that her boss was like, I don't expect you to contact me outside of work hours. Like I have a life and I expect you to have a life as well. And he was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm gonna go here, even though the offer is like less money than other offers that I've had. Um, so yeah, I'm very happy for him. Mm. We've been talking a lot in the last couple of months. Um, And yeah, I really like him. I'm glad that he's coming back to Mexico City for a couple of days because he has to come back to Mexico City to renew his visa and then go to the US again. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's how it is. Mm. And that's one of the reasons you left Atlanta because no public transportation. Yeah, I would also leave that kind of place. That's why I'm really happy in Mexico City. Um, for a while, I thought about moving to Puerto Vallarta, but Puerto Vallarta has buses, and that's it. And waiting for the bus in the scorching heat of Puerto Vallarta is too much for me to be able to do it consistently. I like the lifestyle that I have here in Mexico City. I really like it. Um, the only people who do not fear while biking live in the Netherlands. You have bikeways where you live and it helps a lot, but you always intersect with busy streets at points. Yeah, like that kind of thing would make me not want to bike. It just sounds too dangerous. But anyway, somehow this character managed to survive. Now, I can win with robust, or I can reroll to try to get rid of minus armor class because it's reducing my armor class by 6, which yeah, I don't want that. Okay, sure. I'll win with these stats. 43, 8, 26 seems pretty good. 46, 10, 29 actually with hero. Yeah. Okay, let's inscribe this with youtube.com/9. Oh, it's at 9 settler. And then the other one, the Evening Star, which I never used. And I thought I was gonna use it, but it turned out that the Demon Whip was more than enough. Twitch.tv/9th settler. Alrighty. So with that, let's get out of here. You like to visit Mexico City? You've heard good things. You'd buy a whistle gem. Maybe some pozole. Oh yeah, like if you ever visit Mexico City, go eat good restaurants as much as you can. Um, like try to look for things that are not tourist bait, like actual restaurants where people in Mexico City would go and just like get stuff. Consider getting different stuff, um, like pozole and stuff like that. You know, the Mexican food that you can only really get in Mexico. And also Mexican street food is big. Mexican street breakfast, Mexican street food, Mexican street dinner, like at any time of the day, literally at midnight, you can go to certain spots in Mexico City and you can get food because there's people that literally start like preparing for work at around 6 to 8 p.m. and they only really start serving people around 10 p.m. or so. So like there's definitely lots of street food in Mexico City, which is great. And it's also really, really good, pretty much all of the street food. So yeah, I recommend you all to consider doing that if you ever come to Mexico City. Okay, it took me a bit over 3 hours. I thought that it was gonna take me 3 hours, but towards the end, like the Abyss and Sod were pretty rough. Specifically, the entrance to Sod. The entrance to Sod almost killed me. Um, yeah. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for me tonight. I'm gonna eat some pozole. Thank you for watching and thank you for hanging out. I wonder if that was my win number 200 or 300. Hold on, let me see. I before ending, I think that I can check this. I will indeed enjoy my soup and my tostadas with crema and salt. mm, Super duper burger in the Bay Area. The best hamburgers you've had. I would like to try that because I really like hamburgers. Yeah, tostadas and pozole are a staple. Like tostadas with cream and salt and pozole. You cannot have it any other way. It's great. Let's see. One. Oh, that was my game number 666, funnily enough. The bot says that I've won 194 games in this account anyway. In my original account, I won 90. In the 9 Settler 2 account, I have 11 wins. So I have 295 wins. I should probably put it in the title. 295 wins. The first time you had tostas, you didn't know what to do? Tricky to eat without making a mess? Oh, I assume that you mean like the ones that have like lettuce and chicken and a bunch of stuff. You know, like tostadas as the main dish. Yeah, those are difficult to eat. I don't really have them that often. I prefer tacos. If I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff in a tortilla, I would rather put it in something that I can hold more easily and like bite more easily than a tostada. I like my tostadas with cream and salt like that. Also with like beans sometimes. Um, it's pretty cool. So yeah, 295 wins. All right, time for me to go eat pozole. I mean, end the stream. See you around. Have a nice rest of your night. I appreciate your continued support and everything. And if you have not watched the video, I made a video on YouTube a while ago that is called Gratitude, not DCSS related. And you might all want to watch it because it is relevant for all of you guys. So see you around. Have a nice rest of your night.